Jack Houston Memorial Hospital Houston Clinic. The Pacelli Vikings getting set to take on the Calvary Knights. Sapati, and on the mound is Billy Smith, the senior. For Smith, this is his 9th appearance of the season. He comes in with a 2-3 record and an ERA of 3.38. He's pitched more innings than anybody else in Viking. They're going up against a Calvary team that has been improving. Calvary coming into the game. 10-14 on the season, 4-5 in 10-14 on the season, 4-5 in district play. Pacelli swing fouled off into the screen. Count now. Fouled off into the screen. Count now 1-1. Coaching Stenning. And the bells are sounding at St. Anne Church. Big difference. Here's Smith's 1-1. Catches the corner for a strike. 1-2 count now on Trip Ellison. As I mentioned, Calvary is 4-5. They sit in 3rd place in the district. This is their final district series of the season. Pacelli's got 2 left. Pitch outside, 2-2. The Vikings, of course, will play Calvary 3 times this week, and the next week they have 3 against Strong Rock. Now, off to a 1-5 start, but Pacelli's been playing markedly better as of late, looking to try to make a move and slide up those standings. And time called. Everybody steps out. Kind of a reset here. 2-2 count here. With nobody out here, runner on first. Calvary trying to strike early. The Vikings trying to shut it down before it gets started. Smith comes set. Here's his 2-2. A little bit outside, close but not quite. 3-2 count now as Ellison working the count full. Beautiful day out here today. 79 degrees, a little bit cloudy. A little bit of a breeze, about 4 miles an hour. It's blowing in, but at 4 miles an hour, it's really not going to affect anything. 3-2 pitch, swinging, line drive, single to right field. Aiden Dixon getting the ball in very quickly, keeping Osborne from being able to advance to second base, but 2 batters and 2 base hits. The Knights with runners on first and second with nobody out, and that brings up catcher Jackson Kennedy. Kennedy is a senior. He comes into the game hitting .308 with 10 runs batted in. Coach Steve Smith, some signals. We'll see if anything's working. Kennedy, a good hitter. Hitting in that 3 slot for a reason. Smith's first pitch to Kennedy. Breaking ball, a little bit up. And it is a ball. Ball 1. 1-0 count. Smith trying to pitch out of this early jam, giving up a pair of singles. A couple of line drives that were just right over the infield. Sent into right. Here's the 1-0. Breaking pitch, catches it at the letters, strike 1. 1-1 count now. Alex Aponte trotting out to talk to Smith, making sure they're on the same page. As I mentioned, Vikings 1-5, but with 2 district series remaining in the season, they got a chance to make a move. And they've been playing good ball. It's just a matter of turning into wins. So here we go. Smith getting the sign from Aponte. He comes set. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball. Strike 2. Beautiful pitch. Let her high. Kennedy holding off on that one. So now they count 1-2. Smith in better position now on this hitter. Kennedy will have to shorten up and try to protect the plate, but he's got an opportunity to try to bring in a run. Here's the 1-2. Chop, bouncer toward third, rolling foul. Cal Brent grabs it and makes sure it stays foul. So the count remaining 1-2. Pretty good crowd here today. Calvary with a big bunch of folks here along the first base side. Pacelli fans are starting to trickle in. Big ball game for both clubs. Smith getting the sign from Aponte. He likes it. He comes set. The 1-2. Curveball, catches the corner, strike 3 looking. So Jackson Kennedy strikes out for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up Liam Hocutt. Runners on first and second with 1 out now. Hocutt coming to plate, the senior first baseman. Hocutt hitting .296 on the year with 8 runs batted in. So here we go. Smith comes set. And here's his first delivery to Hokut. A little bit outside, just misses strike or for ball one. 1-0 count. 2 runners on base, Nate Osborne and Trip Ellison. Ellison with 17 stolen bases leads the team, but he's got a man on second base, so he's not going to be going anywhere. Smith comes set. Here's his 1-0. Ground ball to short. Velos flips it to Carino. Carino over to first, and they get the double play. 6-4-3, and they get out of the jam in style. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 1/2 inning, Calvary nothing, Pacelli coming to bat. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Back to Diamond Field, bottom of the first inning. Pacelli and Calvary going at it. Let's check out the batting order for those Pacelli Vikings. Leading things off will be center fielder Nolan Vaughn, the junior. Batting second, shortstop Jacob Velos. He's a sophomore. Batting third, Cam Carino. His bat has been rattling all season long. Leading hitter hitting .417 on the year. The second baseman batting third. Batting cleanup, first baseman Dustin Sherman, one of the 2 seniors in the lineup today. Number 5 hitter, Sean Maglione, the designated hitter. Cal Brent at third base batting 6th, with Alex Aponte behind the plate at catcher hitting 7th. Levi Thompson's out in left field. He's the number 8 hitter in the lineup. And batting 9th, Aiden Dixon, the right fielder. He's a sophomore. There are 5 sophomores in this starting lineup. And, of course, Billy Smith being DH for he's on the mound. Got out of that big jam in the first inning. All right, let's look at the defensive setup for the Knights. William Hilton is out in left with Trip Ellison in center. Nate Osborne is in right. Infield third to first, Brady Reed, Cam Carter, Jay Smith, and Liam Hokut. Jackson Kennedy behind the plate for the Knights, and on the mound is Fitz Stone. Stone is a sophomore. This is his 11th appearance on the season. Stone is 2-1 with a 2.96 earned run average. 26 innings, 24 hits, 13 runs, 11 of them earned. He struck out 36 and walked 13, a good ratio, giving up a couple homers. Opposing hitters hitting .233 against him. All right, stepping up the plate for the Vikings is Nolan Vaughn. Vaughn, the junior center fielder. Vaughn hitting .233 on the season with 1 homer and 7 runs batted in. Stone takes to the rubber, and here's his first pitch. Vaughn holds off on that one, a little bit up and out of the zone, ball 1. Hey, the first inning sponsored by Carol Purdue, your local State Farm agent who supported Georgia Alabama Sports Line from the beginning. Give her a call today. She's the biggest State Farm agent in East Alabama, but there's customers both sides of the river. And the pitch, strike 1. 1-1 count now on Nolan Vaughn. Matt Ward, the head coach, of course, coaching at third, and Jonathan Lawrence down in the first base coaching box. Breaking ball. Vaughn managed to get a piece of it, fouled off. Count now 1-2. As I mentioned, Stone, a sophomore, 11th appearance. He's pitched very well this season. Here's the wind in his 1-2. Up a little bit there. Kind of climbed up the ladder. It's a ball. 2-2 count now. Kind of got away from them there. Good steam on that fastball, though. So here we go. Vaughn protecting the plate on a 2-2 count. Breaking ball. Doesn't quite sneak in inside. The count is full now. Vaughn working the count full. Vikings trying to see if they get some leadoff thunder here, get things going in the first inning. Calvary got their first 2 men aboard, but Viking defense erased them. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging and a strike 3. So Vaughn strikes out to start the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Sophomore shortstop Jacob Velos. Velos hitting .286 on the season with 2 home runs and a team-leading 17 runs batted in. Velos, his average, he got off to a really slow start average-wise because the teams were pitching around him. They just walked him. He's had 25 walks in the season in 23 games. First pitch to Velos, up high, ball 1. Now Carino's batting against him. They cannot pitch around Velos now. They're going to have to pitch to him. Stone's 1-0. Breaking ball. Breaks in. Right on the inside corner. Strike. Perfect curveball. Good breaking stuff from Stone. So the count now 1-1 on Velos. Velos has really picked it up as of late. Pitch up and in. It's a ball, a fastball. He's hit a couple of bombs. Those 2 bombs are his were bombs. The 2-1. Up high, ball 3. 3-1 count now on Jacob Velos with Cam Carino on deck. A good hitter's count. Stone's delivery. It catches. Letter high. It catches the corner. Strike 2. Velos was hoping for walk 26. Didn't happen. He's smiling, stepping back into the box. So the count now full on Velos. Stone winds. The pitch. Breaking ball. Velos crushes it to left center field. Will the ballpark hold it? It's off the fence. Velos chugging into second. Thinks about going. He decides to go for 3 anyway. The throw is a little bit offline. He slides in safe for a triple.
By Jacob
Velos hesitated a little bit going around second base and then decided to go for it. A throw on time would have gotten him, but the throw was up the line just a little bit. Velos sliding in head first safely. So run number 1 is just 90 feet away with Cam Carino coming up to the plate. Carino hitting .417 on the year with 2 homers and a dozen runs batted in. Here's Stone's first pitch to Carino. Fastball catches the outside corner, strike 1. Perfect fastball. Painted the black. 0-1 count. Carino has been hitting leadoff most of the season. They've dropped him down to the number 3 spot. Curveball, Carino fights it off, and it goes foul down the right side. Hits the roof of one of the storage buildings. That was that big boom. So the count now 0-2. Stone's pitch. Carino slams it, a line drive, and that's going to go all the way to the fence. That goes past Nate Osborne. Velos chugs on home, and Carino pulls into second with a double, and the Vikings are on the board. Hey, who knows? That could be one of your Houlihan's plays of the week. He reached out and just ripped that thing. It was a little bit high and outside. Carino going with the pitch and getting him barreling it up, too, getting good wood on it. It got past Osborne before Osborne could do a whole lot. Carino on second now. 1 run in. Vikings up 1-0. Dustin Sherman coming to the plate. Sherman hitting .203 with a homer and 11 runs batted in. Chance for RBI number 12, perhaps, for the senior first baseman. Stone's pitch, breaking pitch, breaks outside, ball 1. Carino taking a nice lead off second base. He leads the team with 20 stolen bases. By the way, that double for him was the 7th of the season. Stone comes set. And a 1-0 to Sherman. A little bit low, ball 2, 2-0 count. Good set up now for Sherman. 2-0, he's going to have to bring it in. Stone comes set. And the delivery. Strike 1. Sherman was taken all the way there. 2-1 count now. Sean Maglione is on deck for the Vikings. We've already got 1 run here in the first inning. Trying to see if they can add to a 1-0 lead. Here's the 2-1. Sherman, big swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 count now on Sherman. The senior, like the Vikings, has been hitting better and stepping up big time these last couple 3 weeks. Trying to make a move here as the season rolls on. A young team that's been improving. Stone comes set. Here's his 2-2. Breaking pitch outside. Carino steals third. No problem. Throw down. Wasn't even close. Kennedy was a one-hopper. Knocked down by Brady Reed to keep it from going out in the outfield. So that's stolen base number 21 on the year for Carino. So another run just 90 feet away on a 3-2 count on Dustin Sherman here, just one out. Stone coming out of the wind now. The pitch. Ball 4. And so Sherman takes the base. That's his 13th walk of the season. So runners now on the corners with Sean Maglione coming to the plate as Jackson Kennedy trots out to talk to Fitz Stone to settle this guy down. I mentioned the Vikings have been playing better ball, so have the Knights. The Knights started off really rough, but they've really turned things up a notch. They've been putting their foot on the gas. All right, everybody's gathering together at the mound. Jackson Kennedy, the senior, making sure everybody's on the same page here because with runners on first and third and one out, there's the opportunities for all kind of mischief on the bases. You send a runner, do they try to go for a double steal? It's all kinds of cool stuff that can be done by the Vikings. Well, cool to the Vikings. The Knights are trying to chill things out. As I mentioned, Sean Maglione coming to the plate, the sophomore, hitting .265 on the year with 9 runs batted in. Sherman taking a fairly decent lead. He's got 2 stolen bases on the year. Stone's first pitch to Maglione. Maglione, big swing and a miss, strike 1. Runners in the corners. Vikings already got 1 run in this inning, trying to extend this early lead. They're going to need runs. Here's the 0-1. Curveball over the middle, strike 2. 0-2. Maglione was taking that one all the way. 0-2 count now. Sophomore with a chance to, with a little bit of situational hitting, to extend a 1-0 lead. Cal Brent is on deck for the Vikings. The 0-2. Up and high. He couldn't get Maglione to expand the zone, so it's ball 1. 1-2 count now. Matt Ward flashing some signals out there. We'll see what that means. Sherman taking a pretty good lead. And the 1-2. Breaking pitch, big swing from Maglione. He chased that one for strike 3. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up third baseman Cal Brent. Brent playing his way into the lineup. And he's done well, hitting .250 with 4 runs batted in. Brent with an opportunity. 2 outs now. Vikings, runners on the corners. Stone comes set. Here's the first pitch to Brent in the dirt. Ball 1 outside. Kennedy with a nice stop on that one. Of course, the backstop is pretty close to the plate here. And with a runner in third, it's kind of tough to score from third on a wild pitch unless the ball caroms off the fence and does a weird angle. A lot of times it comes right back to the catcher and nobody even goes anywhere. Here's the 1-0. Catches the corner on the black. Good fastball, 1-1 count. Stone trying to pitch out of this jam with as little damage as possible after giving up back-to-back extra base hits. He comes set. Here's his 1-1. Up high, ball 2, 2-1 now. On Cal Brent, sophomore third baseman. Pretty good lead off of first for Sherman. And here's the 2-1 delivery. Outside, Kennedy tries framing it, doesn't quite pull that one off. He does a good job back there. Framing pitches is an art. You have to be smooth, and he is indeed that. It's outside, so 3-1 count now, a good hitter's count for Cal Brent. Here's Stone's pitch. Fouled off into the screen, right straight back at me. I only flinched a little. Early in the season, I was ducking and weaving. And as a former catcher, I felt bad about that. All right, 3-2 count now. Count is full. 3-2 count, 2 outs. That means Sherman's going to be going off with the pitch off of first base. Stone gets the sign, comes set. Here's the payoff to Brent. Up high, ball four. So Cal Brent takes the walk for the 6th time this season, and now the bases are loaded. And that brings up catcher Alex Aponte. And Steve Smith strolling out the mound to talk to Fitz Stone, the sophomore. Calm him down. Stone's had a great year. I mean, he's got 296 earned run average, given up very few runs in 26 innings. He has done a good job. He's just trying to settle him down. Of course, he's also given up a couple of homers. Aponte with a big opportunity with the bases juiced. Yeah, the Vikings would definitely like to post some more runs here. A 1-0 lead against Calvary. Calvary can hit. They've got some solid hitters, and they put up some numbers. They would really like to get some more advantage on there. For Calvary, getting out of this inning with just one run would be a win of sorts. So here comes Aponte, the sophomore, hitting 174 on the season with a couple of runs batted in. First pitch, Aponte takes it, strike one. Aponte getting more time behind the plate. Started the season out in left field mostly. He and Levi Thompson are kind of switching back and forth. Curveball, catches the corner, nicely done. Backed into the strike zone. 0-2 now, and Alex Aponte. Stone showing good poise here. Here's the wind on the 0-2. Aponte chases it a little bit. It's a little bit outside, protecting the plate. Fouled off to the right side into the trees. So the count remains 0-2. Stone's had to labor a little bit this inning. He's already thrown 33 pitches. All right, so here we go. Stone, wind, pitch. Aponte, curveball again, spoils it off into the, this time goes into the parking lot, but nowhere near the cars. Count remaining 0-2. Aponte protecting the plate. More fans starting to trickle in for the Pacelli starting to fill up a little bit now. Calvary side's already full. Here's the 0-2. Curveball sent out to right center field. But Nate Osborne's there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. But in the inning, the Vikings with one run on a pair of hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base. At the end of one inning, it's Pacelli 1, Calvary nothing. You are watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
There we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierra trucks. 1500s, 2500s, every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile!
Hey, special thanks to Glenn Smith for being our original presenting sponsor. From day one, their unmatched support and commitment to our communities fueled our mission to bring you the very best in local sports coverage. We're proud to partner with them again as we kick off year 4 together. We go down to the top of the second inning. Pacelli holding a 1-0 lead on Calvary. The Knights setting up 5, 6, 7 hitters to the plate here in this inning. Leading things off will be junior Liam Anderson, the designated hitter. Anderson coming into the game hitting .306 with the team's 1 home run and 11 runs batted in. Billy Smith, after pitching out a jam in the first inning, trying to see what he can do about trying to keep it to a 1-2-3. We will see what happens here. First pitch, Anderson, big swing and a miss, strike one. If you remember the top of the first 2 hitters got on for the Knights, but Smith coming up with the strikeout and then rolling a grounder to short, double play to end the inning. Next pitch, the 0-1, make that 0-2, fastball outside corner. 0-2 count now on Liam Anderson. Smith working quickly, getting his sign from Rapati. Here's his 0-2 delivery. A little bit outside, couldn't quite get him to chase, so Anderson holds off. Count now 1-2. Getting the leadoff man helps. And Anderson trying to see what he can do about that. Here's the 1-2. Swing and miss, or swing and driven to right field, but it curves foul out into the corner. He got good wood on it, but he sliced it. And so nothing doing, chased down by Aiden Dixon, rolling it back in. Count remaining 1-2 on Liam Anderson. Smith gets the sign, goes into the windup in the pitch. Breaking pitch up high around his eyes. Couldn't quite get him to come out of his shoes on that one. So count now 2-2 on Liam Anderson. And the delivery. Ground ball to short. Scooped up by Velos. Over to Sherman for out number 1. So 6-3 put out here to start off the top of the second inning. That'll bring up senior left fielder William Hilton. Hilton hitting .387 on the season, leading the team in average. He's got 9 runs batted in. Ooh, we got a barbecue truck out there along the third base side, and I can smell what they're cooking, and it smells pretty good. It's wings and things. Rock's Wings and Things. Thanks to Rock for coming on out here, taking care of our people. In the dirt, ball 1. Both Vikings and Knights take care of all our folks here out at Dimel Field. Beautiful day for baseball, man. If you're not out there somewhere, come on out. Going to be a good game, too. Hilton swinging. Opposite field to left field, Levi Thompson. It goes over his head all the way to the fence. Hilton pulling up in second with a stand-up double. Pitch was up high. Hilton going with the pitch, sending it to left and getting a lot on it. Driving it over the head of Levi Thompson. It's a sun field right now. The clouds have parted, and left field, you're staring straight into the sun. It took him a second to figure out exactly where that thing was going, and by that point, it was too late. So Hilton with a double. Knights in business here. The runner on second with 1 out. Brady Reed coming to the plate. Reed hitting .275 on the year with 5 runs batted in. First pitch to Reed. Reed takes it a little bit up. Ball 1. Billy Smith trying to pitch out of a mini jam here. Runner in scoring position with just 1 out. He comes set. Here's the 1-0. Reed swinging, fouls it off into the trees along first base. Count now 1-1. For Smith, as I've said before, the key is to stay ahead of the hitters. Don't get behind. He's got a good fastball, good movement on his breaking pitches. But if you get predictable because you got to bring it in, it makes it a little tougher. All right, here's a 1-1. Breaking pitch a little bit inside. Didn't quite break it back over the plate. Count now 2-1. Hilton on second with 5 stolen bases on the season. Not a huge lead off second. Here's Smith's pitch. Fouled off again, this time toward the cars. Ooh, that hit somebody's roof. Didn't hear a crunch, but I heard a boom, so. You park the close, you kind of rolling the dice here at Dimel Field. No, count now 2-2. Smith gets his sign from Aponte, comes set. The delivery, a little bit low. So count is now full. Reed's work to count full. Runner on second, 1 out here. Calvary trying to tie things up after surrendering a run in the bottom of the first. Smith comes set. And here's the payoff. Fouled off. Ooh. Aponte almost hung on to that one, not quite. He got a piece of it. Aponte couldn't quite corral that one. So Reed stays alive. Count remaining 3-2. Smith rubbing up the baseball. Getting set. Big pitch here. Gets the sign from Aponte. Comes set. 3-2. in the air, but foul again on the right side. Ooh, it stayed in. Not sure where that one went. Count remaining 3-2. Sun's out now. The sun is fully out. They started off cloudy, and that makes it a little more, things make it a little more interesting for a left fielder, for the third baseman, and the shortstop on balls hit into the air because we're getting close to sunset, so anything hit up in the air is going to be right into the sun. All right, Smith comes set. Here's his 3-2. Breaking pitch lined right up the middle. Smith could not flag that thing down. Into center, Nolan Vaughn comes up throwing, but Hilton sprints home in time. So the single to center field, Reed going to second base on the throw, and the Knights have tied things up at a score 1-1. Reed hit a seed right up the middle. Smith tried to grab at it. It just missed. It just missed him, and it just missed his glove. Nolan Vaughn is a great fielder out there in center. He came up throwing and corked a great throw, but it was just a step behind. Hilton motoring in for run number 1. So the game tie now 1-1. And now bring up Jace Smith, the number 8 hitter. Smith, a junior third baseman, or the junior second baseman. First pitch, nubbed it up the middle. Aponte grabs it, slings it down to first, gets the out. That's out number 2. But Smith advances the runner to third base. So a runner in third with 2 outs here in a 1-1 contest. Number 9 hitter is Fitz Stone, the pitcher, coming to the plate. Stone hitting .211 on the year. No runs batted in yet. Smith trying to get out of this with minimal damage. Lead runs 90 feet away. Stone would like to help his own cause. First pitch from Smith in the dirt, ball 1. This is going to be a good ball game. This one's going to go all the way down. You know that. Here's Billy Smith's pitch. Ground ball to third, right at Cal Brent. Brent fires it over to first base, and that ends the inning. But in the inning, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 1 1/2 innings, Pacelli won, Calvary won. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here with Masterwall CEO C. Smithwick. They're one of our first sponsors. We didn't even know what sponsors were 4 years ago when I was doing this off my phone. Thank you so much, C, for your support of Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Oh, it's something that was needed for so long in the Valley, and me with my history of being a coach and all. Love to support it. You do a great job with that. Even when you were doing it on your phone, it was great.
I appreciate it, man. And again, we wouldn't be able to cover the 50 different high schools and all the different sports without Masterwall and different businesses like yourself. But you're also a coach and now an award-winning author. We have Believer, Bulldog, and Coach. You can get on Amazon right now. You were the winningest basketball coach in Calvary history. What was the mindset behind writing this book?
Well, it's, I kind of treated it as a ministry, and I treat our business as a ministry. Loved what I did as a coach, working with those young guys and trying to set an example and point them in the right direction, and kind of do the same thing with business. So, you got to build it with a lot of good people around you, the right support group, and once again, I call it a ministry because that's the way I see it.
You can get this award-winning book right now on Amazon, and it's going to tell the whole story of C. Smithwick from being an award-winning coach and a Hall of Famer and having the court named after him and then building this incredible business. I can't wait to dive into it, Coach.
Good. Hope you enjoy it. It's about never giving up. So that's what a coach needs to know. It's what an entrepreneur needs to know.
The name of it is Believer, Bulldog Coach, right now on Amazon. And thank you again to C. Smithwick and Maxwell for their support of Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Thanks for having me.
Back at Damel Field, bottom of the second inning. Pacelli and Calvary locked up in a 1-1 battle here. 8-9-1 due up for the Vikings. Leading things off will be left fielder Levi Thompson. Thompson hitting 158 with 8 runs batted in on the year. First pitch to Thompson. Curveball a little bit low, ball 1. 1-0 count on Thompson. Thompson split his time this season between catcher and left field. He and Alex Apani switch back and forth. Next pitch, 1-0 is in the dirt. Now 2-0 count. Fitz Stone struggled a little bit in the first inning. It was a tough first inning for him. He threw 35 pitches in the inning, but he managed to get out of it with just 1 run. Here's Stone's 2-0. Outside ball 3. 3-0 count to Levi Thompson. Vikings have scored a run in the first inning on back-to-back extra base hits. That's a strike, 3-1. And, of course, Calvary responding with a double and a sharp single up the middle. Count now 3-1 on Levi Thompson. Here's the pitch. Thompson swinging, fouls it off directly behind home plate. And the count is now 3-2. Thompson trying to get things started properly. Get on base to lead off the inning. Here's the payoff. Thompson up in the air, foul, back toward the cars again. In between the cars. And all those autos are safe. Count remaining 3-2. Ooh, inside, ball 4. So Thompson with the walk to lead off the inning. Vikings are in business.
Up next.
That's the 12th time Thompson's walked this season.
11, Aiden Dixon.
Aiden Dixon coming to the plate, the sophomore right fielder. Dixon, he's hitting .047, but he's got 3 runs batted in. He's come up with big situational hits. Stone checking Thompson. And his first pitch to Dixon. Dixon showing bunt, pulls it back, it's a ball. Thompson goes sliding back into first base. 1-0 count now on Aiden Dixon. You're going to be looking at the infielders coming in this time. Third baseman Brady Reed playing really, he's playing in close already. Dixon again showing bunt, and he gets a piece of that one, but it goes foul. Count now 1-1. Vikings trying to get Thompson in scoring position for the top of the lineup, and Vaughn, Velos, and Carino. Trying to do some more damage here. And a throw over to first. Levi dives in. Levi has yet to steal a base this season. There's always a first. They're keeping an eye on him. He's got a decent lead over there. Right foot's almost touching the green. Stone comes set. Here's the 1-1. Bunt again goes foul. It hopped up and caught Kennedy. I think it went off his glove. The count now 1-2. We will see if the bunt remains on. I'm guessing no, but you never know. So Dixon steps in, obstructing the plate on a 1-2 count. Thompson, good lead off first. Stone comes set. And the pitch. He bunts again, misses strike 3, so Dixon strikes out. And that is out number 1 in the inning. That'll bring up center fielder Nolan Vaughn. Vaughn struck out in his first at bat.
8, Nolan Vaughn.
Vaughn now in the leadoff spot. Fleet center field. He's got 10 stolen bases. He can motor. And he's got a great on-base percentage of .412, so he's the kind of guy that can kind of set the table for the rest of the big boppers. Here's his chance to advance things. First pitch from Stone, curveball perfect, inside corner, strike 1. Stone showing good poise. He pitched out of a bases-loaded jam in the first after allowing just 1 run. He's trying to keep this thing from turning into something big. Here's his 0-1. Outside, ball 1 in the dirt. Backhanded by Kennedy. 1-1 count. Jacob Velos on deck. Hope to see what kind of damage he can do. Vaughn trying to set the table for him. Here's the 1-1. Bunt. He pulls it back. It's a ball. It was up high. So count now 2-1 on Nolan Vaughn. Matt Ward putting something on it, looks like. We will see. Again, Thompson with a pretty good lead off at first. Stone comes set. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball. Driven through the right side of the infield for a base hit. So runners will be on first and second for Jacob Velos. Good piece of situational hitting by Nolan Vaughn. Vaughn held off on that one and drove the single through the right side, rolled it through. There was no way Jay Smith was going to be able to flag that thing down. So runners on first and second with Jacob Velos at the plate.
Jacob Velos.
Velos tripling in his first at bat in the first inning. His first triple of the season. He would come in and score on Cam Carino's double. Velos, dangerous hitter, and he's got a guy in scoring position. Here's his chance. See when he was racking up another ribby. He's got 17 of them on the year. Stone getting his sign from Jackson Kennedy. He comes set, and he steps off the mound, and Kennedy going to go trot out and talk to his sophomore pitcher. This is tailor-made for the Vikings. You've got your top two hitters now coming up, 1 out and 2 runners on in a 1-1 contest. This is a big game for the Vikings. They've got a little bit of momentum going right now, and getting a couple district wins here against Calvary would be huge. So here we go. Stone gets the sign from Kennedy. Comes set. First pitch of Velos. A little bit low. Outside, ball 1. Velos has a good eye. For the most part, he's refrained from chasing pitches, even though it did get frustrating for him early in the year. Stone. Here's his 1-0. Velos up the middle. They had him shaded over. They get the force at second. They had everybody shifted over for the pull, and that included second baseman Jay Smith. Smith was just a few steps away from second base.
Up the bat, number 1, Cam Carino.
So Velos gets on a fielder's choice. And Thompson goes to third. So there's runners on the corners now with Cam Carino coming to the plate, which is not bad. 2 outs. So everybody's going to be on the move. And they have intentionally walked Carino. Not an unreasonable move by the Knights. I mean, Carino came in hitting .417. He doubled in the first run, for Pacelli's first run. So bases are now loaded for Dustin Sherman. Sherman walked in his first plate appearance. Sherman's been coming up with big situational hits as of late. Cleanup hitter. First pitch to him. Breaking pitch. Goes big swing outside. Strike 1. Big old breaking ball from Fitz Stone. Started it down the middle.
Come on, sir.
So an 0-1 count on Dustin Sherman. Bases juiced. 2 outs. The pitch. Another breaking ball outside. It does not chase. 1-1. Everybody's going to be going on contact with this one. And Velos and Carino on second and on first are fast. Here's the 1-1. Catches the corner, letter high. 1-2 count on Dustin Sherman. If Sherman can put this thing in play and get it through, you're looking at least 2 runs. The pitch. Curveball fouled off into the screen. Count remains 1-2. On deck hitter Sean Maglione chasing the thing down. Vikings want things to keep going. They've got a little bit of momentum. They don't want to slow this thing down. So Thompson on third. Velos on second. Carino on first. Dustin Sherman at the plate. 1-2, 2 outs. The pitch. Sherman, ground ball to short. Flips it over, and Carter to Smith, and that is the inning. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. At the end of 2, it's Pacelli 1, Calvary 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision, 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hey, this evening's coverage brought to you by Coca-Cola, presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. With deep ties to our schools and strong support for local youth athletics, hey, it was a no-brainer to partner with them. All right, going to the top of the third inning. Pacelli and Calvary knotted up one apiece. Calvary coming to the plate, bringing with the top of the order. Nate Osborne leading things off. He singled to right field to open up the game. First pitch from Billy Smith to Osborne, inside, ball one. Smith's given up 4 hits, but he's done a pretty good job allowing just 1 run and stranding a couple of runners, coming with big pitches when he's had to. Here's the 1-0. Up in the air, left side, Jacob Velos says, "This is mine," and the shortstop brings it in for out number 1. So, 2 pitches, 1 out here in the top of the third inning. That'll bring up Trip Ellison, the center fielder. Ellison singling to right field back in the first inning. He was erased on an inning-ending double play as Pacelli got out of that jam. Calvary, of course, coming to the run in the second to tie things up at 1-1. Here's Billy Smith's wind and the pitch. Inside in the dirt. Ball 1. Smith taking care of business so far. Again, 4 hits, but he's kept Calvary pretty much off the board, allowing just the 1 run. Coming with big pitches when needed. So here we go. Trip Ellison. Coming into the game hitting 358. He's a dangerous hitter. Next pitch, just a little bit outside. Close, but not quite. Count now 2-0. Smith tried sneaking one on the outside corner. Didn't work. So 2-0 count on Ellison. The pitch. Ellison driving it to right field. That's going to go into the corner off the wall. Aiden Dixon, good play getting it back in, but there's no way they're going to keep Ellison from getting into second. A stand-up double for Trip Ellison, his second hit of the evening. And so the Knights have a runner in scoring position with 1 out, with Jackson Kennedy coming to the plate.
On the bat, number 2, Jackson Kennedy.
Kennedy struck out looking in his first at bat. Smith trying to get out of this another jam here. He comes set. And the first pitch to Kennedy. Breaking pitch, catches the corner, nicely done. Painted the black with that one. 0-1 count on Jackson Kennedy. Steve Smith gesturing to Kennedy, just hit the thing. We'll see what Billy Smith has to say about that one. And here's his 0-1. Breaking pitch. Kennedy goes with it. Foul. Out of play on the right side. Count now 0-2. Smith trying to stay ahead of the hitters. A little hazy out here. I think Fort Benning's got a controlled burn going on post, so we're going to be kind of sensing that all day. The Fort Benning haze. 0-2. Kennedy swings and misses. It was in the dirt, so they have to throw down at first to formally put it up to formally get the out. They do. So one of those K2 threes if you're keeping score. 2 outs now. And I'll bring up cleanup hitter Liam Hocutt. Hocutt grounded into a double play, a beautiful picture-perfect 6-4-3 double play to get out of a jam in the first inning by the Vikings. Hocutt, though, with a chance again with a runner in scoring position to see if he can add to his RBI total of 8. Hokut's a good hitter coming in, hitting 296. Be careful with him. Smith getting the sign from Alex Aponte. He comes set. And the first pitch to the senior, Hokut. Hokut, big swing and a miss strike. Ball started to get away from Aponte. Whoop. Okay, time has been called. Plate umpire Gary Head said he got a piece of that one and it was foul. Head said that Hokut got a piece of it for a strike, so all the rundown out there was for nothing. If nothing else, it's, a good drill. So the count now 0-1 on Liam Hokut as Ellison retreats back to second base. He hesitated, and went again. The Vikings, Aponte said, let's go. But then plate umpire Gary Head immediately jumping up saying, no, foul ball. The pitch, inside, Hokut dodging and diving on that one. Count now 2-2. 2-2 count on Liam Hokut. 2 outs here. Runner on second. Deuces wild, if you will. Here in the top of the third inning. And for the Vikings, number 2, Billy Smith on the mound. Smith gets the sign from Aponte. He comes set. And he steps back. Makes a turn towards second. Does not throw. Ellison wasn't that far off the base. So we reset, do it again. Pretty good lead out there by Ellison. 2-2 pitch. Driven to right field. He dunks it. Oh, nope, it's a line drive. And Jacob Vilos goes back, leaps up and grabs it. And that ends the inning. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 2 1/2 innings, it's Pacelli 1, Calvary 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of Chevys, from Silverado trucks, Tahoe, Suburban, and Traverse SUVs. Every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Hey, back at Diamond Field, bottom of the third inning, Pacelli, Calvary, 1 apiece in a big District 5 showdown here. Both teams trying to make a move in the standings. At the plate, Sean Maglione taking the first pitch in the dirt for a ball. Maglione struck out in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Fitz Stone on the mound. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1 count. Stone pitched out of the first inning. He threw 35 pitches in the first inning. He settled things down. He's only up to number 60 at this point. Wind of the pitch. Strike. A 1-2 count now on Sean Maglione. Stone getting out of the early jam. A couple of walks, though. Walks have hurt him. He's had 4 walks. Here's the pitch. Maglione, did he go? Yes, he did. It was outside. He chased it. So strike 3. And that is out number 1. That'll bring up third baseman Cal Brent. Brent walked in the first inning. As I mentioned, Stone with 4 walks in the game. One of them was an intentional walk. First pitch to Brent. Outside, ball 1. 1-0 count. Cal Brent, sophomore third baseman, who was not the starting third baseman at the beginning of the year, has played his way into the lineup. Here's the 1-0. On the outside corner, strike 1, taking it all the way. 1-1 count. On deck is Alex Aponte. Here's the 1-1. Brent lines it up the middle for a base hit. Nice sharp single up the middle. Just like you're supposed to do. Just hit it up the middle. Brent with the single. And the Vikings are in business here in the bottom of the third inning. Alex Aponte coming to the plate. Aponte flew out to right field in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Got good wood on it, but it was too close to Nate Osborne, and that ended the threat from the Vikings in the first. The Vikings have left the bases loaded each of the first 2 innings, have just 1 run to show for it. Pitch over, throw over to first. Trying to keep Brent close. Brent with 2 stolen bases on the year. Ponte looking for a hit, try to keep the parade moving here. First pitch, Ponte. Strike. Fastball. Around the knees. Good pitch. 0-1 count. Sun behind the clouds and going to be behind the clouds for the rest of the way, so it's no longer going to be a threat to the outfielders and the infielders on the left side. Pitch. Curveball up high. Driven to right, but Osborne making the catch as Brent retreats to first base. So that's 2 up. There's 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Levi Thompson, the left fielder.
Up the bat, number 7.
The junior walked
Levi
to lead off the second inning. Runner first, 2 outs here. Vikings, Calvary 1-1. Every run is going to be huge. Brent taking a pretty good lead off first. Stone comes set. And his first pitch to Thompson. Up high, snap throw down to the first, and Jackson Kennedy guns Brent. Brent got a little bit too far off, and he's tagged out. So that ends the inning. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 3 innings, it's Pacelli 1, Calvary 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Perdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, don't forget, we're going to name the Alex Twinney Allstate Good Hands Player of the Game when this thing is over with. This is wide open. Pacelli, Calvary tied up 1-1 as they go into the top of the 4th inning. For Calvary, it's the 5, 6, 7 hitters leading things off. That means Liam Anderson will be the first one to come to the plate. The junior designated hitter grounded to short in his first at bat.
Number 17, Liam Anderson.
Billy Smith on the mound for the Vikings. Only thrown 46. He's thrown 46 pitches through 3 innings. He's given up 5 hits, but just 1 run. Got a couple of strikeouts. He's done pretty well today. Looking to get things off to a good start. Anderson will have something to say about that. Here is the wind of the first pitch to Anderson. Big swing and a miss, strike 1 on a breaking pitch. Again, Smith, the key for him is to stay ahead of the hitters. Here's his 0-1. A little bit low, ball 1. 1-1 count now. And as I mentioned, it's all shadows now. The sun behind clouds behind me as it settles toward Alabama. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off into the screen, 1-2 count now. It's perfect day. Perfect day for baseball. Just no question about that. As we just hit the 7 o'clock hour. I mean, it doesn't get much better than it is right now, to say the least. 77 degrees, almost no wind, just a little bit of a breeze to keep things moving. I like it. Smith, the 1-2. Off his fist. Anderson fouled. He fought that thing off. He managed to get a piece of that one. It was right there on his fists. But he stays alive. Count now 1-2. Here's Smith's pitch. Being a swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 of the day for Smith. And it is out number 1 in the 4th inning. Now bring up William Hilton, the left fielder. Hilton doubled the left and came in to score the run in the 2nd inning. Remember, it's 1-1. He's the one. Hilton, the leading hitter on the team coming into the ballgame, hitting .387, showing why in that first at bat. First pitch to Hilton here in the 4th. Catches a corner, paints the black, strike 1. 0-1 count. Smith gets the sign and goes into the wind. Here's his 0-1. A little bit up that time. Count now 1-1. Hilton taking a stance close to the plate as he can get it and still be in the batter's box. The pitch. In the air to left field, the left center field. Thompson underneath it, though, hauls it in for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up third baseman Brady Reed. Reed laced a single up the middle in the 2nd inning to drive in Hilton with the 1 run in this ball game. He scorched that one, too, up the middle. Just missed Smith. Smith tried to bat it down with his glove, was unable. So here we go. 2 outs here in the 4th. Smith steps back off the rubber. And a reset, and here we go. The delivery. Breaking pitch, fouled off toward the cars. And it bounces over everybody. No cars were damaged in the making of this strike. Strike 1. Brave people out there in that back parking lot. Smith gets the sign, goes into the wind. Here's his 0-1. Breaking pitch way outside for a ball. 1-1 count now on Brady Reed. Gets the sign. He's get ready for the 1-1. A little bit inside. Ball 2. 2-1 count. Smith getting close to the 60 pitch point, but in 4 innings, that's pretty solid. The pitch up in the air, but it goes foul. Again toward the cars. And again, hops right in between the cars and hops over them. That's what you want to see, unless you work for one of the glass companies here in town. Then it's wow, we left money on the table. All right, 2-2 count, 2 outs here. Smith into the wind. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Smith grabs it this time. Jogs over and flips it to Dustin Sherman for the final out. So 1-2-3 inning for the first time all night. Somebody goes 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 3 1/2 innings, it's Pacelli 1, Calvary 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierra trucks. 1500s, 2500s, every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Bottom of the fourth inning, the Pacelli Vikings, Calvary Knights locked up in a 1-1 battle. A big District 5 contest, to say the least. Some good pitching by both Fitzstone and Billy Smith, both of them pitching out of jams several times in this ball game. For the Vikings, it's 8-9-1 in this inning. Levi Thompson will lead things off. He was at the plate when Cal Brent wandered a little bit too far off first, and Jackson Kennedy gunned him with a snap throw to first. Thompson walked in the second inning in his first plate appearance. First pitch, outside. I'll say this, Kennedy's good at framing pitches. It was just a little bit too far. Framing pitches is an art form. And the pitch. Thompson gets a piece of that one, fouled off into the screen, 1-1. I was a catcher, so I am partial to framing pitches. I think that's fun. I enjoyed it myself. All right, 1-1 count on Levi Thompson. The Vikings trying to get things started here. Try to snap this 1-1 tie. Breaking pitch a little bit inside. 2-1 now. 2-1 count on Thompson. Aiden Dixon is on deck for the Vikings. The pitch. Thompson, big swing. Pitch was up around his eyes. Went for it. 2-2 count now. Fitzstone has settled down after a rough first inning. Here's his pitch. Breaking pitch inside. Didn't break back like he wanted it to. So now the count is full. Full count. Levi Thompson leading things off here in the fourth. Stone goes on the line. Here's the payoff. Thompson gets a piece of it. Fouled off directly behind home plate. Count remains 3-2. Stone with his 75th pitch on this 3-2. Fouled off again. Thompson staying alive. Good at bat here. This will be pitch number 8 to him. You keep spoiling them until you get something you like, and then you try to hit it where they ain't. As old Willie Keeler, the Hall of Famer put it. The wind, the 3-2. He holds off and it catches the corner. Strike 3. So strike out number 5 there for Fitzstone. And that'll bring up Aiden Dixon, the right fielder. Dixon, one of the other strikeout victims in this contest. He struck out in the second. Stone, as I mentioned, settling down after that rough first inning where he gave a back-to-back extra base hits and a run and then saw the bases get loaded. First pitch inside to Dixon, 4-1. Pitching out a bases-loaded jam in the first was a big deal. He pitched out a bases-loaded jam in the second as well. The sophomore showing why he's got a 2.96 ERA. Time called. So go back and do this one again. 1-0 count here. Aiden Dixon at the plate. Fitzstone winds and delivers. Up high inside, ball 2. 2-0 count on Dixon. And time is called. Steve Smith strolling out the mound to talk to Stone. Jackson Kennedy joining them for the conference. And so Matt Ward says, yeah, let's do it too. So Aiden Dixon and Nolan Vaughn and Ward getting together to talk things over. This is a good opportunity. The Vikings, it's 1-1 game here in the fourth inning, getting late, so they got to get something cranking. Both teams hit the ball big time in the first couple 3 innings. You expected it would be more runs than just one, but both pitchers have done a fine job of pitching out of jams. So suddenly we got ourselves a pitcher's duel. A pitcher's duel with a lot of hits and a lot of key pitches. So here we go. 2-0 count. Aiden Dixon. Stone winds, delivers. Dixon takes it at the letters. Strike one. 2-1 count now. Dixon was taken all the way on that one, which you kind of expected. The 2-1. Dixon swinging and miss, strike two. So 2-2 count now. And the delivery. Dixon takes it for strike three. Out number two. That's Stone's third strikeout in the past 2 innings. And that'll bring up Nolan Vaughn, the leadoff man, the center fielder.
Nolan Vaughn.
Vaughn struck out to start the game in the first, but then lined a single to right field in the second inning. Here's the pitch. Vaughn taking it outside, ball one. Close, but not quite. Vaughn showing good restraint, good control on that one. Staying, not chasing it. 1-0 count. The wind of the pitch. Up high, ball two, up in his eyes. So Stone behind, 2-0. This is a good hitter's count. Vaughn looking to do some damage here with 2 outs to get something going. Outside, ball three. 3-0 count now, Nolan Vaughn. You know, a little 2-out thunder. You can always start 2-out thunder with a walk. You just got to get on and keep the things going. Got to keep the train moving here. And the pitch. Inside, ball four. So Vaughn walking for the 16th time this season. And that will set things up for Jacob Velos.
Number 6, Jacob
Velos tripled in the first inning, and we came in to score Pacelli's run. Meanwhile, he's got somebody on base in the person of Vaughn. Vaughn, with 10 stolen bases on the year, they're going to have to be very cognizant of where he is. Vaughn already has 1 foot on the green and is leadoff first. I'm going to guess there's going to be a throw to first at some point. Not yet. First pitch to Velos. Low at the knees, perfect. Strike one. Good pitch by Stone. So Jacob Velos, dangerous hitter. Nolan Vaughn, guy with speed with 2 outs on first. The pitch in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 count now. Here's the question: do you send Vaughn? Do you send him? You got your one of your 2 top hitters up at the plate with 2 outs. Do you take a chance and end the inning on the bases, or do you just use him as a distraction? We'll see what happens. 1-1 count. And the pitch, Vaughn's going. The pitch outside for a ball, and Vaughn slides in with the stolen base, his 11th of the season. Well, that answered my question here, didn't it? So now there's a 2-1 count on Jacob Velos, with the runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. And with Vaughn's speed, a hit should mean a run because he's going to be going on contact. Vikings, Knights, 1-1 apiece. Great ball game so far. Fitzstone comes set. Here's his 2-1. Curveball outside. Oh, caught the plate. Strike. 2-2 count now on Velos. Velos going to have to protect now. 2 outs. Now the idea is just put it somewhere where they ain't. For Calvary, trying to get out of this jam. Stone comes set. 2-2. Inside. Ball three. Count is now full. No merry-go-round, though, because there's nobody on first base. So 3-2 count, 2 outs. Jacob Velos at the plate. Nolan Vaughn on second in a 1-1 ball game. This is a huge pitch. Fitzstone comes set to the plate. Outside, ball 4. So Velos walks. So you've got runners on first and second with 2 outs. And here comes Cam Carino. Hitting 4-7, came into the game hitting 417 on the season. Carino in the first inning doubled home Pacelli's run. And he was intentionally walked in the second. Now he comes up in the fourth. 2 men on. Carino. 2 outs. Here's an opportunity. Carino with a dozen runs batted in. That's a lot of RBIs for a guy who spent virtually the entire season as the leadoff man. Now they got him in the number 3 slot, kind of protecting Velos a little bit, but Velos with that walk just the same. And the first pitch to Carino. Big swing and a miss. Curveball got him. He was thinking fastball. So 0-1. Great pitch by Stone. A nasty breaking pitch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Vaughn going for third. The throw down goes into the outfield. It got away, and Vaughn will come on in to score, stealing second and coming in on the error. Velos to second, does not advance to third. The throw got past Brady Reed. It was a good throw. We'll have to wait and see who the error is charged to. I don't know if it was a throwing error, but I would think it might. And I would give it the error to the third baseman, but I'm not the official scorer. So 0-2 count on Carino. Carino, fooled by the curveball, manages somehow to cue the thing off the end of the bat and stay alive. Count 0-2. Still waiting to see what the reveal is, and they're going to call it a throwing error. So the error brings in a go-ahead run. Pacelli up by a score of 2-1. Being aggressive on the bases pays off for the Vikings. Carino at the plate, the 0-2 pitch. Off the fists, sends it into short left field and to the shortstop. Cam Carter backs up and makes the play to end the inning. But in the inning, there was one run on no hits. There was one error, one runner left on base. At the end of 4, Pacelli 2, Calvary 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hey, from the sidelines of surgery, Houston Clinic, a proud presenting sponsor on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. They keep athletes in the game. And what a game we got here. Top of the 5th inning, a tight one. Pacelli up 2-1, scoring a run at the bottom of the 4th to retake the lead. For the Knights, Calvary sending the 8-9 hitters to the plate. First pitch to Jay Smith, burst pitch swing and ground to second. Carino charging, quick throw over to first. Gets Smith by a step.
Out number 1, Cam Carino.
Smith, first pitch swinging both of his at-bats. He grounds out to lead off the inning. That'll bring up pitcher Fitz Stone. Stone grounded out to third in the 2nd inning. Stone has thrown a great game out there. No question about it. Stone has thrown an outstanding game. A little trouble in the first. Victimized by a fielding error here. First pitch to Stone from Smith, strike 1. Yeah, Stone's the sophomore. Stone the sophomore. Keep an eye on him. He's going to be good. He's a good one. Smith, the senior. Trying to see if he can chalk up his 2nd straight win here. Breaking pitch a little bit outside, a little bit low. Ball 1. 1-1 count on Fitz Stone. Smith, 4 1/3 innings, giving up 5 hits. He's settled down now after his early rough spots. Got 3 strikeouts. Hadn't walked a soul. Here's the 1-1. Stone takes it up high for ball 2. 2-1. Smith, again, after the 1st inning, what he's done is stayed ahead of the hitters, and that's 90% of it for him. He stays ahead of the hitters, keeping them guessing. Got a good fastball, good breaking stuff. The 2-1. Lined into right center field. That's going to go to the fence, and that's going to be 2 bases for Stone. He goes in standing up. So Fitz Stone with a double. to right center field. And the Knights are in business now here in the top of the 5th inning with 1 out. Top of the order coming up with a man in scoring position. That'll be Nate Osborne. Osborne led off the first with a single to right field. And then he popped out to short in the 3rd. 2-1 game. I told you, every run's big, every play's big, every pitch is big now. This is a district game, and this one matters. Billy Smith trying to pitch out of another jam here. He had retired 6 in a row. Here's the pitch. Off the fist. One hopper to Velos. Velos getting the runner hung up between 2nd and 3rd. Over to 3rd, the throw to 3rd, and they get him. Velos took the one hopper and ran at Fitz Stone. Or excuse me, is that pinch runner for Stone? That was a courtesy runner for Stone. No, that was Stone. Stone was on. Stone was running. He caught him and he flipped it over to Cal Brett. Stone thought he'd slid in under the tag. Umpire said, "No, you didn't." Chris Hasty making the call. So that is out number 2. So a runner on first with 2 outs. Trip Ellison coming to the plate. Ellison has singled and doubled. The pitch. Ellison, strike 1. Ellison's double, of course, brought in the run for Calvary. Ripping it to right field into the gap to bring home William Hilton. Check that. That was in the 3rd inning. I'm sorry, did not bring in a run. It was still a good rip. Ellison 2 for 2 on the day. The pitch. Outside. For the ball. 2-1 count. I've got to learn to read my own handwriting. The run came in the 2nd inning off a single by Brady Reed. The double was by William Hilton on that one. Anyway, Ellison, again, 2 for 2 on the day. Nate Osborne leading off of first, throw over to first. Sherman with the courtesy tag on that one. Osborne with 5 stolen bases on the year, so they do have to keep an eye on him, but he's not taking a huge lead. 1-1 count on Trip Ellison. 2 outs here. 5th inning. The pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. Smith coming up with big pitches when he needs to. Does it again. 1-2 count now. Smith now at the 68 pitch mark. Gets the sign. Comes set. And the 1-2. Sent to left field, Levi Thompson underneath and making the catch, and that ends the inning.
Levi Thompson.
So pitching out of a jam in the inning. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 4 1/2 innings, Pacelli 2, Calvary 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live on all social media platforms for the latest updates on local sports in our area. Don't miss a game. Subscribe to all our pages today. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we've got a new pitcher in for Calvary. And that new pitcher is Braylon Frierson. Frierson making his 12th appearance of the season. He leads the team. He leads the pitching staff in appearances. He's 0-1 on the year with a 4.97 earned run average. 12 2/3 innings pitched with 15 hits, giving up 11 runs, 9 earned. Struck out 19 and walked 10. Hitters are hitting .288 against him. Couple of wild pitches, couple of hit batsmen. So it'll be Frierson coming on in to try to keep the Vikings close. It's a nice trying to keep this ball game close, trailing 2-1. Pacelli would love to open up a little bit more room in this one because 1 run ain't much against the Knights. And for the Vikings, it'll be 4, 5, 6 hitters. Dustin Sherman will lead things off. The senior first baseman walked in the first inning and grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the second. You're coming up in the 5th, trying to see what he can do about leading off and getting things cranked up here. Pacelli, that 2-1 lead, bottom 5. Frierson winds. Here's his first pitch of the night. It's a ball, ball 1. Frierson, a big left-hander with a Jordan Weems style hairstyle from back in the day. The wind, the pitch. It's a strike. 1-1 count. Jordan Williams, Tim Lincecum, a lot of the guys have had the long hair. Cutting loose, letting it fly with the hair flying around too. And tough to hit. Plate umpire Gary Head trotting out to talk to Frierson. It might be something to do with his footwork on the mound. But that's just a guess. So Braylon Frierson gets the sign. And here is his 1-1 delivery. Breaking pitch, catches the corner for strike, 1-2. So 1-2 count on Dustin Sherman. He steps back. Kind of a reset here. Frierson getting the sign from Kennedy. The 1-2. Inside for a ball. 2-2 count. By the way, Fitzstone, good outing for Stone. 4 innings, giving up just 4 hits, 2 runs, but only 1 of those runs earned. He struck out 6, but the bad part was the 6 walks, and that's what came back to haunt him there. But still, a decent outing by Fitzstone, to say the least. Here's your 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2 count now. Sherman being patient, working the count full against Braylon Frierson, who has just entered the game to take over on the mound for the Knights here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Frierson gets the sign, and here's the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3 by Sherman. Out number 1 here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Sean Maglione.
Back, number 28, Sean Maglione.
Maglione having a tough day so far. He struck out in the 1st and in the 3rd. But the sophomore designated hitters come up with some big hits as the season is worn on. He's hitting .265. He came in hitting .265, 9 runs batted in, 4 doubles. First pitch to Maglione. Big swing and miss, strike 1. Vikings trying to get something going here. Extend that lead. Up 2-1 here in the 5th. Frierson's pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-1 count. Frierson's a big guy. Not sure how tall he is. I'm going to guess somewhere in the 6'2", 6'3" range. Good mechanics, too. 1-1. Inside for a ball. 2-1 count. Frierson, by the way, a junior. And as I mentioned, this is his 12th appearance of the season. Leads the team in games pitched. Here's the wind of the 2-1. Outside 3-1. Maglione being patient. Not chasing. Nah, this is a hitter's count. Frierson's got to bring it in. On deck, Cal Brent, who has singled in this game. All right, here's your 3-1. Maglione taking all the way. Takes an inside corner, strike 2. So, full count now. 3-2 count. Sean Maglione trying to get things started here for the Vikings in the 5th. Here's the payoff. Strike 3 looking. So Frierson, 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. That'll bring up Cal Brent.
Third baseman, number 10, Cal.
The sophomore third baseman walked in the first inning and then singled in the third, but then got picked off on a snap throw by catcher Jackson Kennedy when he wandered a little bit too far off the base, and that ended the third. Here he's trying to come up with a little bit 2-out thunder here. Try to get something going. First pitch to Brent. Taken inside corner, strike 1. Frierson looking pretty good out there, pretty impressive. Gets the sign. The wind and the 0-1. Oof. Breaking ball, pulled the string on that one. Brent kind of waved at that one for strike 2. 0-2 count now, here in the 5th. There's only been one 1-2-3 inning, and that was the top of the 4th inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Kennedy has to throw to first to get the out. He does, and that is the inning. So we've got our second 1-2-3 inning of this ball game. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 5, it is Pacelli 2, Calvary 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of Chevys, from Silverado trucks, Tahoe, Suburban, and Traverse SUVs. Every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Back at Diamond Field, top of the 6th inning, Pacelli 2, Calvary 1. Big District 5 series. This is game 1 of the series. Game 2 will be on Thursday. That one will be at Calvary starting at 7 o'clock. And then game 3, the series will wind up here at Diamond Field on Friday, also at 7 o'clock. And, of course, Georgia, Alabama Sports Live, we're going to be there for all of it, trust me. I mean, you want good baseball, this is the place to be. All right, top of the 6th, 3, 4, 5 hitters duel. Heart of the order for the Knights. Jackson Kennedy will lead things off. Kennedy has struck out twice in this contest. Billy Smith has settled down after a rough first inning and kind of taking care of business. First pitch to Kennedy, strike 1. At the knees, outside corner. So an 0-1 count. Smith doing his best to stay ahead of the hitters. Here's the 0-1. Driven to right field, but it goes foul. So an 0-2 count on Jackson Kennedy. Kennedy dangerous, coming into the game hitting .308. Stepping up the plate, Smith. Here's his 0-2. Up high, tried to get him a chase. Kennedy wouldn't go, couldn't expand the zone. Count now 1-2. Smith pitching out of jams in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Done a good job. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, a little bit outside. Close. Alex Apani was ready to fire it down to third baseman Cal Brent, but not quite. Not strike 3. So count now 2-2. And the pitch. And it gets Kennedy on the shoulder. He's wearing some sort of gear on the arm. It caught him. You could hear it click. It was a breaking ball. But a hit by pitch puts Jackson Kennedy on first base to lead off the 6th inning. And that'll bring up cleanup hitter Liam Hocutt.
Up the bat, number
Hocutt
18,
grounded
Leon
out into
Hocutt.
a inning-ending double play in the first and then lined to shortstop, and one I thought was going to sneak into the outfield in the third. And time is called. Matt Ward out there talking to Billy Smith, settling it down after that high inside pitch. And for Calvary, it looks like Braxton Wilkinson is in as a courtesy runner, from what I can gather. He's trotted in their conferences, for both teams in conference. So Braxton Wilkinson on first. He's got 6 stolen bases on the year, so the Vikings are going to have to be aware of that. As Hocutt steps up to the plate. Billy Smith pitched a good game so far. Smith, this will be his 75th pitch in the sixth inning. That's a good pace. That's an efficient pace. Wilkinson, a big lead off first. Smith's first pitch, breaking ball, strike one. Perfect. It was at the letters. Broke back over the plate. Hocutt was taken all the way. So 0-1 count. Hocutt, the cleanup hitter. Got four doubles in the season. Just keep it in mind. Smith over to first. Wilkinson dives back. Sherman putting the tag on him. Hocutt and Anderson, both with power. Hilton, the team's leading hitter in average. So this is the heart of their lineup. This is Calvary's big shot here. Nobody out, runner on first. And the runner breaks, and Alex Aponte reaches up to throw, and the ball escapes his grasp. So it's a stolen base for Braxton Wilkinson, his 7th of the season. And so the tying run is in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Calvary trying to come back here, trailing 2-1. Billy Smith got an 0-2 count. He's staying ahead of the hitter here. 0-2 count on Liam Hocutt. Smith comes set. And the 0-2. Hocutt, big cut, managed to get a piece of it, stays alive. Smith brought it in too. That would have been a strike. That was a strike. Usually 0-2 pitches, you like trying to throw something out and get a chase. He was going straight in, and Hocutt managed to get a piece of it to stay alive. 0-2 count now. Cam Carino shading over to second in case they want to make a move on with Wilkinson. And he retreats back to his position. And Smith breaks, steps towards second. They call that a balk. That was called a balk. And that's the first balk of the season on Smith. Matt Ward out there to discuss that part of it. Smith twitched wrong. There's 13 different ways to balk. He found one of them. So Wilkinson now on third base with nobody out. Tying run 90 feet away. His break towards second wasn't clean. You can do that, but you have to move your feet exactly right. He did not do that. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball. Brent has to go to first, and the ball skips past Dustin Sherman. But Hocutt does not make any kind of move at all toward second base. So it's an error on the throw. Run comes home, and the game is tied at 2-2. And Steve Smith coming to talk to the plate umpire, and they're going to be a pinch runner coming in. And that looks like Bo Reese will come in to run for Hocutt. So it's a brand new ball game. 2-2 here. Both teams scoring on errors after scoring on big hits. So 2-2, top 6. This game is a barn burner to say the least. Billy Smith coming set. The pitch to Pitch to Anderson, fouled off. He was showing bunt off the fists. Popped up off the screen for strike one. So here's the situation. Bo Reese, a pinch runner on first base with nobody out. Liam Anderson coming to play. Anderson's grounded out to short and struck out in his 2 appearances. Now Anderson is the one, has the Knights have 1 home run this season, and that came off the bat of Anderson. He's got 11 RBIs as well. So he's a guy you got to keep an eye on. Smith coming set over to first. Sherman putting the tag on Reese. They want to keep him close. Reese with 7 stolen bases on the year. Smith comes set. Reese with 1 foot on the green. The pitch, the bunt, right back to Smith. Smith bobbles it, but throws to first, and the throw is high, and it pulls Sherman off the bag. Another error on the sacrifice bunt. And so now runners on first and second with nobody out. That's a big play. That hurts. That hurts the Vikings for the Knights. Big opportunity. And time is called. Matt Ward going to the mound, and he's saying, Billy Smith, you're done for the night, son. And so now a pitching change. So let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of Chevys, from Silverado trucks, Tahoe, Suburban, and Traverse SUVs. Every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
And a pitching change for the Vikings. It's coming to the mound is Nathan Boatner. Boatner making his team-leading 9th appearance of the season. Boatner 1-4 with a 4.13 ERA. 39 innings, 51 hits, given up 30 runs, 23 earned. Struck out 23, walked 8. He's given up 2 home runs. Hitters hitting 313 against him. Hit 4 batters and 1 wild pitch. This is a complete change of style. Boatner is soft-tossing lefty. Following the right-hander, Billy Smith, who's got a little bit of steam on that fastball. This means the hitters have to make a little bit of a change of approach. But the 2 seniors following the other, changing the approach at the plate as the Vikings try to settle things down and keep it from getting worse. The Knights scoring the tying run on an error earlier in the inning. 2 errors by the Vikings here in the top of the 6th inning. And William Hilton comes to the plate. Hilton doubled and scored in the 2nd and flew out to left in the 4th. Hilton, their top hitter, came in hitting 387. Nathan Boatner coming set, and here is his first delivery. Hilton bunting, pops it up, out of play for strike number 1. Hilton and Aponte have a little mound conference, actually halfway to the mound. Making sure on the same page. Vikings have got to be careful here. They've got to shut this thing down, because if the Knights score another one, suddenly the game has completely been turned on its head. The Vikings have looked good all night long, but you know what? The Knights have as well. The Knights and the Vikings both start off slow and have both played much better ball the last couple 3 weeks. They're starting to show out what they can do. All right, 0-1 pitch from Boatner. Bunt, showing bunt. Hilton, the pitch was over his head for ball. So we'll count now 1-1. Nobody out here in the 6th. The Knights with 1 run in, trying to do more. Lead run is on second base in the person of Bo Reese, with Liam Anderson on first, leading off at first base. Osborne, left-hander, getting the sign. He comes set. And here's the 1-1. Again, showing bunt up high, ball 2. The pitch over the head of Hilton. So now it's a 2-1 count. The Knights just trying to advance the runners. They're playing, get them on, get them over, get them in style. In the 6th inning in a tie ball game, it's about what you'd expect them to be doing. Boatner comes set, the 2-1. Again, showing bunt. The bunt popped up to Boatner. Everybody scampers back. There's no chance for a double play. But Hilton popped that bunt in the air. Boatner kept his pitches high to make it tougher to drop down a bunt. Hilton pops it up right back to Boatner. So now there's 1 out in runners on 1st and 2nd. That'll bring up Brady Reed. Reed with a sizzling single up the middle to bring in a run in the 2nd, and he grounded out to 1st in his other at bat. That was in the 4th. He comes up in the 6th. Lead run is on 2nd. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Nathan Boatner's delivery. Not quite. A little bit up, a little bit out. Ball 1. So Brady Reed trying to see what he can do to get his guys ahead for the first time tonight. Vikings trying to keep the 1-run inning a 1-run inning. The pitch, breaking ball outside from the lefty. Ball 2, 2-0 count. As I mentioned, Boatner, a tall, soft-tossing lefty with a lot of breaking stuff. Moving, changing planes and changing speeds is what gets hitters out. You can pitch to contact. You don't always have to go for the strikeout. And time is called. Reed stepping back out of the box. Taking a little too long for his liking. He's back in, and here we go. Boatner getting the sign from Aponte. Nods. Comes set. And the pitch. Catches the corner, strike 1. 2-1 count. 2-1 count on Reed. Boatner taking his time, too. The game was moving along at a faster pace. It has slowed down considerably. Because we've been at it for an hour 48 now. We're in the 6th inning. Boatner coming set. The 2-1. Breaking ball, a little bit outside, close but not quite. So now the count is 3-1 on Brady Reed. 1st and 2nd, there is one place to put him at this point, but the Vikings really do not want to juice the bases with 1 out. Boatner comes set. Here's his 3-1. Big swing, strike 2. 3-2 count now. 3-2 on Brady Reed. He brought it up around his eyes. Reed went after it. So a full count. Boatner gets the sign. Comes set. Here's the payoff. Big swing, miss, strike 3. Runner figuring 3rd, and he's safe. On the pitch, both runners broke. The throw from Alex Aponte was a little bit high and a little bit toward the foul side of the line, and there was no way that Cal Brent was going to be able to drop a tag on him. So a double steal on the strikeout. So runners are now in 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, and Jay Smith comes to the plate. Smith, in his 2 at-bats, has grounded out. He hit a little nubber in the 2nd inning that was fielded by Aponte, and then a ground ball to 2nd in the 5th. He was first pitch swinging on both at-bats. We'll see what happens here. Here's the pitch. Swinging, grounded, foul this time down the 3rd base line for strike number 1. Smith, the junior 2nd baseman. Lead run on 3rd, another run on 2nd here in this 2-2 contest. The Knights, of course, scoring on an error at the top of the inning. Nathan Boatner winds the 0-1. And it hits him on the leg. So the bases are now loaded. The 2nd hit by pitch of the inning. 2 hit by pitches and a couple of errors. No hits in this inning by the Knights, but they've made the most of it. They now have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Fitzstone, the pitcher, coming to the plate. Steve Smith talking to plate umpire Gary Head. And we'll see what we have here in terms of lineup. Probably a pinch runner for Stone. I believe they got a courtesy runner here. Unfortunately, the numbers are a little harder to read. Okay, that's number 34. That's Smith. Well, Smith's on first. Let's see what he's got going here. All right, Fitzstone coming back in. He's hitting for Braylon Friesen. What it is he's hitting for Braylon Frierson as a pinch hitter. Boatner's first pitch is on the outside corner, strike one. 0-1 count. Fitzstone back in. And the 0-1. Big swing at strike two. 0-2 count now. And Fitzstone, the starting pitcher, was replaced by Braylon Frierson. He's coming back in to pinch hit for Frierson. Meanwhile, Nathan Osborne with an 0-2 count on Stone. 2 outs, 0-2 count, bases loaded. The pitch. A little bit inside. Ooh, that looked pretty good, but not quite. Close, but not quite. 1-2 count now. The Vikings trying to get out of this inning, out of this huge jam. Boatner gets the sign. Out of the wind, here's the 1-2. A little bit outside. Alex Sapani tried to frame it, didn't quite get it. So it's a 2-2 count now. Pitches are only getting bigger now. Boatner trying to close the door here before any more damage is done. Taking his time. Gets the sign. And here's the 2-2. Fouled off the end of the bat. Stone cued it, but he stays alive. Count remaining 2-2. Yeah, this is tense time because it doesn't get much bigger than this. The lead is on the line here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-2 count in a tie ball game. Boatner's pitch. Just a little bit inside, a little bit low. Doesn't quite get it. The count is now full. So with 2 outs, the merry-go-round is on. Everybody's going to be going on the pitch. This is the most motion you will ever see on a baseball field. Boatner, the payoff. Ground ball to short. Velo's going to have to go to first. He does, and it gets past Sherman. 2 runs are in. 3 runs are in. Ouch. A throwing error. With 2 outs and a 3-2 count meant everybody was on the run. All 3 runs come home, a bases clearing throwing error, and the Knights have taken a 5-2 lead. Fitzstone grounded it to short. It was a short hopper, and Velos had to hurry the throw. He came in, charged the ball like he was supposed to, but the throw skipped past Dustin Sherman, and with everybody on the move, everybody scored. 5-2 Calvary, and first pitch swinging is Nate Osborne, sending it down the left field line and foul. He got a lot of wood on that one. So 3 errors in the inning by the Vikings, and it's cost them. So the runner in second. It's 5-2 Calvary now. And at this point, Nat Osborne wants to get out of there. The Vikings will have 2 at-bats to try to do something about this 3-run deficit. The pitch. Curveball drops into the strike zone. 0-2 count now on Nate Osborne, the leadoff man. Osborne, by the way, singled in the first. Flute popped out in the third and hit into a fielder's choice in the 5th. Osborne coming set. The 0-2. Fouled off to the right side. Count remains 0-2. Calvary, 5 runs in this game, and 4 of those runs are unearned. Nate Osborne on the hill. 0-2 count here. And the pitch. In the dirt. Nate Osborne. Sorry, it is Nathan Boatner. Nate Osborne is at the plate. Nathan Boatner is on the mound. I'm getting my Nathans mixed up at this point. With apologies to my grandson, Nathan. All right, Boatner comes set. Here's the pitch. Again, fouled off the top of the screen into the stands. They're going to have to flip that back in again. Count still 1-2. Osborne staying alive at the plate, trying to see if he can add to it here. It's been a tough inning for the Vikings. Calvary taking advantage of every mistake. Boatner comes set, the pitch, and it's popped up. Will it stay out of play? No, it goes out of play behind home plate, and it taps a van that was parked behind home plate. No dent from what I saw. Hey, if you want to park behind home plate, go for it. You're on your own. Oh, the glass companies love that. All right, 1-2 count still. Nate Osborne remaining alive here. It's a good at bat for Osborne. He just keeps spoiling pitches. He's trying to find one he likes. Meanwhile, Nathan Boatner just trying to get out of this thing. Getting a sign from Alex Aponte. Comes set. And the 1-2. And in the air to center field, Nolan Vaughn on the run, making the catch to end the inning. But in the inning, 4 runs
Nolan Vaughn
on no hits. There were 3 errors and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 5 1/2 innings, it's Calvary 5, Pacelli 2. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Back at Dynamo Field, bottom of the 6th inning, Calvary exploding with 4 runs on no hits on 3 Pacelli errors to take a 5-2 advantage over the Vikings. And a new pitcher in the game for the Knights. It is Braxton Wilkinson, who came into the game as a courtesy runner and now stays in as pitcher. Now Wilkinson, this is his 12th appearance of the season. He's got a 1-4 record with a 4.89 earned run average. 34 1/3 innings with 35 hits, giving up 29 runs, 24 of them earned. Struck out 26, walked 20, giving up 1 homer, 3 wild pitches, and 4 hit batsmen. Opponents hitting .255 against him. So here come the Vikings. They've got a big deficit to climb out of. They've got 2 innings to do something about it. They're down 3. Alex Aponte will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Aponte with a pair of flyouts to right field in this contest. So Braxton Wilkinson winds his first pitch to Aponte, catches the corner, strike 1. 0-1 count on Alex Aponte. The pitch, big curveball, big swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 now. On deck is Levi Thompson. Vikings trying to get something going, trying to set things up and set the table for the big boppers, Velos and Carino. But they got to get there first. The pitch, breaking ball, lined up the middle, base hit. Alex Apani picking that one out. It was up a little bit around his head, actually, kind of a little bit out of the zone. He lined it straight up the middle, over right at Wilkinson. Wilkinson could not react quickly enough because that had some steam on it. So Alex Apani with the single to get things on, led off. David Mann will be coming in as the courtesy runner. Mann with a stolen base on the season. He's one of the backup catchers, but he's got good speed. Now bring up Levi Thompson. Speaking of the other catchers, the three catchers they've got this season, Levi Thompson playing left field today. Aponte and Thompson both play left field and catcher. Thompson with a walk and a strikeout. First pitch outside, ball one. Man taking a pretty good lead off there. Meanwhile, Wilkinson, the junior right-hander, trying to shut this thing down before it gets started. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And it catches the corner strike. 1-1. 1-1 count. Levi Thompson trying to advance the runner, trying to get things going. The Vikings trying to get something going. Now's the time. Here's the pitch. Gets a piece of it, fouled off. Right behind home plate, comes back right at Kennedy. So count now 1-2. Wilkinson. Over to first. Man had to dive back in. Hokut put the tag on him. It was close, but not that close. But Man's aware. He's got to stay awake. Man taking a fairly good lead. Not a huge one, though. And the 1-2. Outside for a ball. 2-2 count now on Levi Thompson. Man again with pretty good lead off first. Here's Wilkinson's 2-2. Outside, ball three. Full count now. Thompson working to count full. A walk would work. Wilkinson again trying to keep this from turning into something big. And the payoff. Outside, ball four. So a walk, and we've got runners on first and second with nobody out, and Aiden Dixon coming to the plate, the right fielder. Dixon struck out twice. Now Dixon, his batting average is not a good one at 0.47, but here's the thing. In the same situation earlier in this season with two runners on, Dixon came up with the big hit. He came up with a huge hit in this exact same situation. So keep that in mind.
Up to bat, number 11, Aiden Dixon.
The key to winning games is situational hitting, is what it comes down to. You got to get the hits when you need them. And this is the point where the Vikings need a hit. And Dixon has stepped up in this exact situation before. Now, Wilkinson, trying to see what to do about keeping that from happening. Wilkinson's first pitch to Dixon. Dixon takes it inside on the inside corner, strike one. David Mann on second. Levi Thompson on first. Wilkinson comes set. Here's his 0-1. Inside, ball one. 1-1 count. Dixon also has a good eye. He's walked 10 times this season, so he can pick them out. Here's the 1-1. Curveball catches the outside corner. 1-2. All right, now time to protect the plate. On deck is Nolan Vaughn. If Dixon can get on, it could be turned into a full-blown rally here. Wilkinson coming set. And the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, fouled off into the other parking lot, behind third base.
Keep working. Let's go.
Where I'm parked. You pays your money and he takes your chances. All right, count remains 1-2. Yeah, over toward the Wings truck. All right, the 1-2. Again, fouled off left side. Dixon staying alive here. Fouled it off all the way off on the softball field. He got a lot of wood on it, a little bit behind. But he stays alive. Count 1-2. One of the big things you do, spoil pitches. If you can spoil the pitch until you find one you like and then drive it. Braxton Wilkinson gets the sign, comes set. And another 1-2. Outside, ball 2. 2-2 count. Dixon trying to work the count here. Again, you keep fouling them off until somebody makes a mistake. Man with a medium lead off second. Thompson off first. 2-2. Dixon again fouling it off to the left side. Again putting it on the softball field. There's a weather station up on top of the press box, by the press box, football press box, and he almost knocked that thing over. And that was a line drive too. Count still 2-2.
Keep battling, 1-1. Keep battling.
You're looking at the 8th or 9th pitch of this at bat. Wilkinson coming set. The 2-2. Over the head of the catcher. Man sliding into third base. The ball gets kicked away, but off the screen, so nothing doing. The wild pitch allows David Mann to go to third base. The throw down from Jackson Kennedy hopped up and hit Mann in the leg, and the ball was kicked over toward the dugout, but it hit the screen in front of the dugout. So nothing else happened, but you're looking at two runners in scoring position here with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 5-2 contest. Here's Dixon's shot. 2-2 count. Or 3-2 count. Here we go. Pitch from Wilkinson. Up high. That's ball 4. I think that's ball 4. That's ball 4. That is ball 4, by the way. We got to see if we get this thing straightened out. Matt Ward is out there talking to the umpire. By my count, it's ball 4. Because that wild pitch should have made a 3-2 count. Because it was 2-2 before that. All right. 3-2, they say, still. That was, well, there's still questions on that, but we're going with a 3-2 count. So here we go. Full count. Pitch to Dixon. Dixon swinging a miss, strike 3. Ooh. Well. So 1 out now. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, top of the lineup. Nolan Vaughn at the plate.
Up the bat, number 8, Nolan
Vaughn, 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the 1st, hit a line single to right in the 2nd, and then walked and scored in the 4th. So here's the Vikings with a shot at trying to cut into the lead at least. Vaughn would represent the tying run, but you got two runners in scoring position. Wilkinson working out of the stretch, first pitch, or out of this wind. First pitch is up high, ball 1. 1-0 count on Nolan Vaughn, the center fielder. Wilkinson winding the pitch. Up high, ball 2. There's a base open, and you've got Jacob Velos on deck. This is definitely someplace that Wilkinson does not want to go. With Velos and Carino up after Vaughn, this is the perfect setup for the Vikings. The Knights with their chance to try to shut the door here. Next pitch up high, ball 3. 3-0 count on Nolan Vaughn. Vaughn, like I mentioned, at the plate represents the tying run here in this 5-2 contest. Calvary with 4 runs, 4 unearned runs in the top of the 6th inning. The Vikings trying to see what they can do about responding. Wilkinson winds. Here's his 3-0 pitch. It catches the corner for strike 1. Vaughn taking all the way as he should have. 3-1 count now. Big pitch. Big pitch here. It's a hitter's count. Vaughn trying to see what he can do about shaving this 3-run deficit. Here's Wilkinson's pitch. He takes it, ball 4. Bases are now loaded for the Vikings with Jacob Velos coming to the plate. Velos tripled and scored in the first inning, grounded into a fielder's choice in the second, and then walked in the fourth. And now, a meeting at the mound. Steve Smith coming on out to meet with everybody. Wilkinson coming in, gave up a single, a walk. He managed to strike out, and then another walk. There's been a wild pitch mixed in. And so what you've got is a bases-loaded situation with one hit here in the sixth inning. The tying run is on first. The lead run is at the plate, and the person of Jacob Velos here in the sixth inning. This is the situation the Vikings really, really wanted to see here. This, where you have your two best hitters coming up, bases juice one out, this is a great opportunity. The Knights are going to have to earn this one. If they can come through and stop this, they'll have earned it. But they're going to have to work at it to make it happen. The Vikings have a chance to do the kind of thing they've been doing lately, which is coming up with situational hits. Can the Knights come up with the situational pitches? We're going to see. This is going to be a good one. And remember, don't forget, the Alex Swinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game is on the line on this one, too. We're going to see what happens here. Jacob Velos coming to the plate now. Velos leads the team in RBI with 17. Wilkinson winds. First pitch to Velos. And it hits him in the shoulder. He'll take it. He nodded. I'll take that RBI. The hit by pitch, and a run comes home, and the bases remain loaded. It is now 5-3.
Now up the bat, number 1.
Calvary's 3-run lead is now down to 2, 5-3, with Cam Carino coming to the plate. Carino coming into the game hitting .417. Top hitter, most dangerous hitter on the Vikings roster. He, of course, doubled home the first run and was intentionally walked in the second and then popped out to short in the fourth. Here he comes up. The bases loaded. Tying runs are in scoring position. First pitch, Carino takes it on the corner for strike. Strike one. Carino being patient. He's the number 3 hitter. He's the guy they want up there in this situation. He's the guy the Vikings want to have the bat in his hand when the chips are down. 0-1. Curveball, chopped down the line, goes foul. So count now 0-2 on Carino. And apparently Carino Wilkins are friends too, so this is going to be interesting. They're going to have a lot to talk about on this one. So the situation is Levi Thompson is on third. Nolan Vaughn is on second. Jacob Velos is on first. Carino at the plate. 1 out and an 0-2 count. Wilkinson winding. Here's his 0-2. Outside in the dirt, Kennedy makes the stop. Count now 1-2. Wilkinson wanted to see if Carino would chase, but that pitch wasn't even close. So now 1-2 count. Ball game's on the line right here. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wilkinson winds the 1-2. Carino through the hole is short for the hit. 1 run in. Nolan Vaughn comes charging on home, and it's a tie ball game. Cam Carino coming up big with a single to left field to drive in 2 runs. And the game is tied at 5-5. A good piece of clutch hitting by the junior second baseman. Carino with RBIs 13 and 14 on the season, a 5-5 contest. And as I've said before, this is a brand new ball game. And Steve Smith at the mound, and there's going to be a pitching change, it appears. And so let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times. With 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
And we got a pitching change for the Calvary Knights. Brady Reed coming into the ballgame. Hard-throwing right-hander started the day at third base. For Reed, this is his 12th appearance of the season. He is 2-4 with a 2.60 earned run average. 35 innings, 36 hits, 18 runs, 13 of them earned. Struck out 39, tops on the staff with 14 walks. Given up a couple homers, hit 4 batters, thrown 4 wild pitches. Opposing hitters hitting .254 against him. Hardest thrower on the team, obviously. Fireballing right-hander. They're bringing him in to try to shut the door after 3 runs have come on in. And the Knights have seen that 3-run lead disappear. It is now 5-5 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dustin Sherman will be coming to the plate for the Vikings. The lead run is on second base. That's in the person of Jacob Velos. Cam Carino is on first. He, of course, just drove in the tying runs with a single through the left side of the infield, through the hole at short. So, as I said, a brand new ball game. And let's just say that the Knights are pulling out all the stops to try to stop the bleeding now. Wilkinson went 1/3 of an inning.
First baseman, number 14, Dustin Sherman.
Gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, all earned, with 1 strikeout, 2 walks. And, of course, he owns the runners on base, so his line is not yet done. So Brady Reed trying to slam the door. Dustin Sherman trying to kick the door down and put the Vikings back in the lead. First pitch from Reed. Breaking ball over the middle, strike 1. After watching him fire all those fastballs, you expected him to bring heat first time out. No, big breaking ball. A good one, too. 0-1 count on Dustin Sherman. Reed comes set. Here's up. Turns towards second. Velos wasn't going anywhere. He stayed close to the bag. Let's try it again. Here is the 0-1. I think. Here we go, the 0-1. Fastball outside, 1-1. Reed in warm-ups was chucking him hard, but he was also he ditched a few of his fastballs. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this thing goes. All right, a 1-1 count. The pitch, breaking ball, gets away from Kennedy. Velos sliding into third. He is out. Great throw from Jackson Kennedy. Gets Velos. The ball in the dirt, got away. Velos got a little bit of a late break, and he got gunned trying to steal third. So that is out number 2. Carino going to second. So the tying run is still on, or the lead run is still on second, but there's 2 outs now. Pitch to Sherman. Fastball down the middle, strike 2. 2-2 count on Dustin Sherman. Reed comes set. Here's his 2-2. Breaking pitch. Sherman gets a piece of it, stays alive. Count still 2-2. Vikings getting new life with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th to tie this thing up at 5-5. Brady Reed comes set. 2-2. Breaking ball up high. 3-2 count now on Dustin Sherman. Cam Carino in second. Carino with great speed. So if he can get it through the infield, could mean the lead. Here's the 3-2. Breaking pitch up high, ball 4. So Sherman walks. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Sean Maglione due up for the Vikings. Looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter. Maglione with 3 strikeouts on the day. So let's see who's going to step up to the plate. As there's a meeting at the mound, too. Kennedy talking to Reed, making sure everybody's on the same page. Still can't tell who's going to be coming up to the plate. Who's going to grab a bat? And is it going to be Carter Dixon? Yep, Carter Dixon will step up. He will hit for Sean Maglione.
Next up to bat, number 18.
Carter Dixon.
Carter Dixon.
Dixon, the junior. He's hitting 116 with 3 runs batted in on the season. Dixon, part of the outfield rotation, not getting a start today. Here's his chance. Looking for RBI number 4, 2 on. Brady Reed's first pitch, fastball outside. Taken by Dixon for ball 1. Reed comes set. And the 1-0, low, ball 2, 2-0 count. 2-0 count. Cam Carino leading off of second base, doing a little dancing out there, making him quick feints and such, trying to distract. Here's Reed's 2-0. Catches the corner for a strike, 2-1. 2-1 count now. Carter Dixon looking to be the hero here. 5-5 contest. Lead run is on a second, but there are 2 outs. 2-1. Curveball. Dixon grounds it to third. Scooped up and thrown, and that is the inning. But in the inning, the Vikings get 3 all-important runs. They do it on 2 hits. There was an error. Excuse me, there were no errors, and 2 runners left on. So at the end of 6 innings, Pacelli 5, Calvary 5. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierra trucks. 1500s, 2500s, every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Top of the 7th inning, Calvary, Pacelli knotted up at 5-5 here on the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Doesn't get much better than that. Remember, we're going to name our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game when this thing is done, and that thing is up for grabs. As for Calvary here in the top of the 7th, 2-3-4 due up. Trip Ellison will lead things off. Ellison singled in the first, doubled in the third, and flew out in the 5th. First pitch from Nathan Boatner is a strike, curveball. Strike 1. 0-1 count on Trip Ellison. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. Letter high, outside corner. Boatner, another perfect breaking pitch. He came in the 6th inning and calmed things down nicely to get out of the inning. And he gets Ellison chasing. A pitch way out of the zone for strike 3, so a 3-pitch strikeout for Nathan Boatner for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Jackson Kennedy. Kennedy on the day, struck out in the first, struck out in the third, and then was hit by a pitch and scored in the 6th inning in that 4-run 6th. First pitch from Boatner. Letter high, curveball, strike one. Boatner has been right on target. All of his pitches have been about letter high. It's breaking stuff. Gets the sign, and here is the 0-1. Inside, ball one. 1-1 count. That was the first thing, didn't have a bend on it. So 1-1 count. Boatner's delivery. Fouled off to right side. Over by the equipment sheds. Count now 1-2 on Jackson Kennedy, the senior catcher, who came up with a big play in the sixth, gunning Jacob Velos on a steal attempt. Curveball out of play once again to the right side. Count remains 1-2. Yeah, Kennedy's throw down to get Velos was perfect. It was a big play. One of the reasons why the Knights going into this inning still tied 5-5. Here's Boatner's 1-2. Outside, 2-2 count. Kennedy playing the patience game where you foul them off, keep spoiling them until you get something you like. Boatner. Here's his 2-2. Breaking ball. Dribbled down the line, foul. Alex Sapani picks up and makes sure it stays foul. So the count remains 2-2. The way he hit it, if that thing had stayed fair, it would have been a base hit. There was just no way anybody was going to chase it down in time to get Kennedy at first. This has been a wild one, to say the least. 5-5. A big game, and it's been a fun one. If you're not here, you're missing a good one. Here's the 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike three. So another strikeout for Boatner. That's his third. That's his third. His third in 1 2/3 innings worth of work, and that brings up cleanup hitter Liam Hocutt. Hocutt grounded into a double play in the first, lined out in the third, and that got on an error and would score in the sixth. Here's Boatner's delivery. A little bit inside, ball one. Boatner seemed to be settling in now. Here's the pitch. Hocutt. Does he check it? No, he does not. He tried to check his swing, and he overcommitted so much he ended up going down. Dropped down to one knee and on his back. It was a valiant effort not to swing. Didn't work. 1-1. Boatner winds. Here's the pitch. Again, a check swing. Nope. Strike two. That was in the strike zone anyway. So 1-2 count on Liam Hocutt. Boatner coming up with the big pitches when he needs it. Here's the 1-2. Big swing and a miss. Strike three. Boatner strikes out the side. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 6 1/2 innings, Pacelli 5, Calvary 5. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
How many times have I told you this was going to be a great game and go down to the wire? Well, guess what? It's a great game going to go down to the wire. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Pacelli, Calvary tied at 5-5. There have been comebacks by both teams, amazing ones. And now we're going to see who walks away with it. Somebody's going to get that Ounce 20 All-State Good Hands Player of the Game, but who will it be? It could be anybody right now. So, Pacelli coming to the plate, bottom of the 7th inning, 1 run to win. Calvary trying to force extra innings. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up. Cal Brent will lead things off. The sophomore third baseman's walked, singled, and struck out. On the mound, Brady Reed, the hard-throwing right-hander for the Knights. First pitch. Fastball a little bit low, ball 1. So here we go. Doesn't get any better than this, let me tell you. Reed working out of the stretch the whole time. The pitch, breaking ball outside. Big bend on that one, but it was a good it's 8 to 10 inches outside, so it's ball 2. 2-0 count. Cal Brent. This is a good hitter's count. As mentioned, Brent had a single in the 3rd inning. Just ripped it right up the middle. Here's the 2-0. Brent was sitting dead red, didn't do any good because he was way behind that one. That was a great fastball by Reed, 2-1. 2-1 count now. Cal Brent trying to get things started for the Vikings. The pitch. Brent fouls it off toward the cars. And it taps the car at about 3 hops, so no damage there. I always root for the car owners. I've had windows busted. Here's the 2-2. Big breaking ball. Dropped the hammer on him, couldn't go. He froze him with the curve, strike 3. Great pitch by Reed, that's out number 1. That'll bring up Alex Aponte, the sophomore catcher. Aponte flew out in the 1st and the 3rd, but singled and lead off the 6th inning would come in to score the first of those 3 runs. So the sophomore is getting his shot at it. If he can get on and get something started, who knows? Brady Reed on the other hand looking tough. Reed, first pitch. Fastball in the dirt. 58-foot fastball, ball 1. He's definitely got some good speed on his fastball, but a little bit of wild when he reaches too far back. Here's the 1-0. Breaking pitch. Big break on that. Pawnee Chase is 1-1. Levi Thompson on deck. 5-5 contest, a District 5 game, game 1 of this big three-game series. The pitch. Ball 2. 2-1. Every pitch is huge now. This is the kind of ball game you want to come see, and there are a lot of folks here. Both sidelines are full of people, and they're all into it. Reed comes set. Here's his 2-1. Fastball up too high, up around the eyes. 3-1 count now. Hitters count for Aponte. Do you get fastball or do you get the breaking stuff? There's the question. One thing for Reed is he's been dropping a hammer on that. He's got a 12-6 curve. It's been working. Here's the 3-1. Fastball up high, ball 4. So Aponte walks.
Aponte takes the walk.
And that'll bring up left fielder Levi Thompson. As we pause, David Mann will go out, of course. He'll be back out there to go in as the courtesy runner. By the way, I mentioned that Aponte scored. It was actually, it was Mann that scored, but it was Aponte in spirit. As for Thompson, Thompson's got 2 walks, a strikeout, and he scored one of those runs. He was one of the guys that scored on the 2-run single by Cam Carino that tied things up. So here we go. 1 out, runner on first in the person of David Mann. Here's the first pitch to Thompson. Breaking ball, strike 1. One of them nasty curveballs have been dropping in. Strike 1. 0-1 count on Levi Thompson. Reed comes set. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball up high, does not drop like it's supposed to. Count now 1-1. Man has taken a pretty good lead down there at first base. Got to be careful, though, because Jackson Kennedy's got a good arm. He's already picked off one runner with a snap throw. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt. Ball 2. 2-1 count on Levi Thompson. Meanwhile, Aiden Dixon on deck. Big pitch here. 2-1. And here's Reed's delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a good fastball. It was right where it's supposed to be. All right, 2-2 count. Winning run on first, 1 out. Vikings trying to get something going here, trying to get this thing over with. The pitch. Breaking ball. Thompson gets a piece of it. He goes a little bit behind on it. He managed to reach out and make contact. Stays alive. Good bit of hitting there because he was fooled on it. Just make contact, stay alive. For Reed, drop the hammer. Here we go, 2-2. Fastball low. 3-2 count. Count now full on Levi Thompson. You can hear the fans. They're getting into this one. The payoff. Thompson sending it to left field. And chased down. A good play by William Hilton as man scampers back. Hilton, a great running catch out there in left center field. Thompson scorched it pretty good. But Hilton on the run making the play. So now there are 2 outs with the runner on first. And Aiden Dixon coming to the plate. Dixon has struck out all 3 of his plate appearances, including one where there's a question of what the count was.
Aiden Dixon!
So we'll see if Dixon can come up with the big hit when he needs it against the hard-throwing Reed. Here's the first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Dixon, good eye on that one, did not chase. If he can get on, Nolan Vaughn, top of the order, is on deck. And at that point, anything's possible. Here's the 1-0. Dixon gets a piece of it, fouls it off toward the church. Count now 1-1. Dixon looks a little different at the plate this time. After the last at bat, he's picked up a little bit of confidence here. Reed comes set. Here's his 1-1. Curveball in the dirt, one of them 58-foot curves. Good play by Kennedy to knock it down and keep man from advancing. Count now 2-1. Dixon digging right in. He's not wasting any time. He wants it. He wants a shot at this. And the time is called by plate umpire Gary Head. Everybody set. So here we go. Reed gets set. And here's his 2-1. Inside corner strike. Very good fastball. Perfectly placed right on the black. Count now 2-2. Dixon now looking to protect the plate. The pitch. Dixon reaches out, sends it down the third base line, but foul. Pretty good contact. Stays alive at 2-2. Last at bat, he fouled off several pitches to keep the bat going. He had a great at bat last time through that did wind up in the strikeout. So here we go. Reed comes set. 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3. Close but not quite. Great eye by Dixon, not chasing. So now, 3-2 count, which means man will be off with the pitch on first base. Dixon, ready, Reed. Here's the payoff. Inside, ball 4, a walk. So runners are now on first and second with 2 outs and top of the order coming up in the person of Nolan Vaughn. Ooh, this is getting good. We will see here. If the Knights are going to force extra innings, they're going to have to earn this one. Vaughn on the night is 1 for 2. He struck out in the first, singled in the second, and walked twice. Both times he walked, he scored. And now, mound conference between Jackson Kennedy, the catcher, and Brady Reed, the pitcher. This is clutch. This is what you come in here for. The Vikings with an opportunity here. They've got the winning run on second base in the person of David Mann. Aiden Dixon's on first. There are 2 outs. Guys are going to be off on contact, which means Mann is going to be flying. So here we go. Brady Reed comes set. First pitch to Vaughn. Curveball way up there. Ball 1. 1-0 count. Nolan Vaughn trying to be the hero here. Reed comes set. The 1-0. Fastball in the dirt. Kennedy manages to come up with it. Good play by the catcher. He's done a good job back there. Count now 2-0. So Reed, 2-0 count. The pitch to Vaughn. Vaughn driving it foul, right side into the trees. 2-1 count. Jacob Velos on deck, ready, hoping to get his shot. Or even not get his shot if Vaughn can take care of business. Here's Reed's 2-1 pitch. Outside ball 3. 3-1. 2 outs here. Game tied, bottom 7th. Winning run on second. Every pitch is huge. 3-1. A hitter's count. But Reed with a great fastball and a curveball that has been nasty tonight. The pitch. Fouled off. Back toward the cars. Doesn't hit any of them. Good. All right. 3-2, 2 outs. Game tied. On the pitch. Everybody on base is going to be booking. They are going to be flying. So David Mann representing the winning run. Aiden Dixon also on base. His job is to not do anything, not to get caught in anything. 3-2 count. They're going to break with the pitch. And here we go. 3-2, ball 4. So Nolan Vaughn walks to load the bases. And that will bring up Jacob Velos. Velos has been waiting for this one all year long, folks. Jacob Velos, and time has been called. Steve Smith going out to talk to Gary Head. We'll see if they're going to change pitchers. I mean, Reed is good. Reed is a good pitcher, but he's been a little bit wild, and there's no place to put anybody at this point. 5-5 ball game, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Does it get any better than this? This could promise to be an amazing finish if it's the finish. Now, if he can come up big and force extra innings, that changes things. But Jacob Velos, the man. Cam Carino, we know, will not bat in the 7th inning, no matter what. This is it. Velos with a chance to put the game away. Reed with a chance to force extra innings. Who will come out on top? We will find out. Reed comes set. First pitch to Velos. Up high, ball 1. Now, Jacob, beginning of the season, was frustrated visibly because nobody was pitching to him. He walked a lot. At this point, he'll take the walk. He'd be happy to. Reed stepping back to gather himself. Reed's come up with big pitches before. He's got to come up with another one. Velos has come up with big hits before. He's got to come up with another one. And here's the 1-0. Velos fouls it off. Count now 1-1. You can cut the tension with a knife. Everybody is just, I don't know. This is as good as it gets. David Mann on third is the winning run. Aiden Dixon's on second. Nolan Vaughn on first. 1-1 count. Reed comes set. Velos ready. Here's the pitch. Strike. Velos was taken all the way on that one. That was a good fastball, knee-high inside corner. So now 1-2. Protecting the plate is what it's all about. Velos with his chance. Reed, one pitch away from getting out of this. He comes set. The 1-2. Velos fouls it off back toward the cars. And it misses all the cars. It found an empty spot in that parking lot. How about that? All right. And all the glass companies still leaving money on the table. All right, 1-2. Reed comes set. The 1-2 delivery. Velos pops it up, and it goes out of play. Again, back toward the cars. And that one, again, no cars were harmed in the making of this game. The count remains 1-2. Velos fouling him off, spoiling pitches until he gets one he likes. Meanwhile, Reed trying to close it out. Here's the stretch. Another 1-2. Breaking ball, outside corner, strike 3. A perfect 12-6 curveball gets Velos, and that is the inning. In the inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. We got free baseball coming at the end of 7. Calvary 5, Pacelli 5. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. That was nasty.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierra trucks. 1500s, 2500s, every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Ball. We're going to the top of the 8th inning. Calvary 5, Pacelli 5. What a barn burner in this opening game of this 3-game District 5 series between these 2 ball clubs. For Calvary, it's 5-6-7 due up. Liam Anderson will lead things off in the inning. Nathan Boatner's first pitch is outside for ball 1. Anderson grounded out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and then got on an error, the error that brought in 3 runs. And the next pitch is a strike 1. That error brought in 3 runs and gave Calvary a 5-2 lead briefly, where Pacelli came back and tied it up at 5-5 in the bottom of the inning. Next pitch outside for a ball. Count now 2-2? 2-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. No, not quite. Almost. All right, 3-1 count now. 3-1 count on Liam Anderson. Leading off here in the top of the 8th inning. Nathan Boatner. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Boatner's been amazingly effective out there. Came in as a change of pace to Billy Smith, and he came in here, and his deliveries have been perfect. The pitch, 3-2, fouled off on the first base side. So, 3-2. The senior has come in and so totally settled things down. He looks completely in command out on the mound. Here's the payoff. Driven to center field, Nolan Vaughn going back, and he makes the catch about 3 steps in front of the fence. It is a loud out. Anderson flying out to center field for the first out of the inning. Vaughn raising his glove, acknowledging Vaughn. That's out number 1. That'll bring up William Hilton, the left fielder. The senior doubled and scored in the second, flew out to left in the 4th, and then popped out on an attempted bunt in the 6th. First pitch, Hilton takes it for a ball. Boatner winds. Here's 1-0. Ground ball to short. Velo scoops it up. The throw over to Sherman. He has to fire it because Hilton can scoot. Velo's throw is perfect right in the middle of the chest of Sherman. So that is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th. That'll bring up Brady Reed, the pitcher. Reed singled. He drove in the first run with just an absolutely sharp single to center. He grounded the pitcher, he grounded a comebacker, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. First pitch from Boatner. Outside, ball 1. Again, Boatner has been solid. Came in when he had to and he's made the big pitches. The pitch, strike. 1-1 count. The 1-1. Fouled off into the screen. Count now 1-2. Vikings trying to shut the door on this one. Take another crack at this. Calvary trying to keep it going, trying to get something on. For next pitch, a breaking ball inside. Does not quite duck in. Count now 2-2. Brady Reed trying to help his own cause here. Trying to get on and get something started for the Knights. Fouled off into the trees behind first base. Count remains 2-2. This has been a well-pitched game. The only downside has been some fielding errors by both ball clubs. But this has been a well-played game, and it's a nail-biter all the way. The pitch, again, fouled off right side. Ooh, I think that might have hit a car. Didn't get a window, though. There's a difference between a thump and a crunch. I'd rather hear thump than crunch. Boatner getting the sign. The wind and the 2-2. Up and outside, 3-2. Count now full. Reed has worked the count full. A good at bat for Reed. Boatner trying to keep this thing from getting into anything. The payoff. Outside, ball 4. So the Knights have their first runner in a while. That'll bring up Jay Smith, the second baseman. Smith grounded out twice. He grounded out in the 2nd and the 5th, both times swinging on the first pitch. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning and would go on to score the 4th and the 5th run of the game, run number 5 for Calvary. Okay, they're going to run a courtesy runner out there for Reed. Jackson Samara, it sounds like. I think they said number 5. So it'll be Jackson Samara going in to run for Reed. Samara, by the way, with 4 stolen bases on the season. He's a junior. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Keeping an eye on the runner here. Again, he's a threat to steal. With 2 outs, maybe. And as I mentioned, Smith 0 for 2, hit by pitch and a run scored. Smith sending it to left field. Levi Thompson underneath, making the catch, and that ends the inning. In the inning, no runs on, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Pacelli 5, Calvary 5. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of Chevys, from Silverado trucks, Tahoe, Suburban, and Traverse SUVs. Every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Here we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this. Come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Pacelli, Calvary knotted up 5-5. Extra innings of this District 5 showdown. Game 1 of this three-game series. They'll be played also on Thursday night at Calvary and then Friday night back here at Diamond Field. Leading things off for the Vikings, Cam Carino, the second baseman. Carino doubled home a run in the first. Was intentionally walked in the second, popped out in the fourth, and then drove in a pair of runs, the tying runs in the 6th inning. So here we go. Here's his chance here in the bottom of the 8th. Brady Reed's first pitch outside, curveball, ball 1. Carino, the most dangerous hitter in the Pacelli lineup. Bar none. Reed. Here's his 1-0. Fastball out. Catches the corner, strike 1. 1-1 count. 1-1 count on Carino, the junior. Trying to play the hero again. He's already got 3 runs batted in this ball game. Pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 2. Curveball fooled him. So now he's going to be protecting the plate. Carino trying to get something started here. Getting on base would be good. Reed gets the sign, goes into his motion, and the 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. 2-2 count. 2-2 count. Cam Carino with Dustin Sherman on deck. And Carter Dixon, I would suspect, would remain in as the designated hitter. He hit for Maglione last inning. The 2-2 delivery. Carino, big swing and a miss, strike 3. Fooled him with the breaking stuff. So 1 out here in the 8th, and that'll bring up Dustin Sherman. Sherman walked twice, hit into a fielder's choice and struck out today. Sherman's overdue, to say the least. With a senior looking to play the hero. The pitch. Strike 1 at the letters. Fastball. 0-1. Brady Reed coming in and settling things down. He walked 3 hitters in the 7th and managed to get out of that somehow. The pitch. Bust breaking ball outside. Ball 1. 1-1 count on Dustin Sherman. Sherman with 1 home run this season, 7 doubles. He's looking to make good contact here and get something started. The pitch. Up high, ball 2, 2-1 count. Crowd's still into it. Still a pretty good-sized crowd here because we have reached 9 o'clock. Game now 3 hours old. Nobody's complaining about it. This has been a great game. Reed comes set. Here's the 2-1. Fastball. Catches the corner, strike 2. 2-2 count now. Sherman's going to have to protect the plate. Reed trying to get out of this one here. Trying to get out number 2. Here's your 2-2 delivery. In the dirt, did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. And that is out number 2. And that'll bring up Carter Dixon. Dixon grounded to third back in the 6th inning. He's now the designated hitter.
Number 18, Carter Dixon.
The junior trying to get a little bit of 2 out of thunder going here and see what they can do by getting the Vikings this run, the one run they need. The first pitch to Dixon. Fouled off sharply down the first base line. Strike 1.
There go, little fella.
This one has turned into a 3-hour marathon. The pitch. Breaking ball. A little bit up. The hammer didn't drop in time. Count went out 1-1. The 1-1. Up high. Another breaking ball again. Does not drop into the strike zone. 2-1 count. Dixon being patient here. Here's Reed's 2-1 delivery. Swinging, fouled off into the trees. Up into the parking lot instead. And got some freshmen around chasing baseballs. That's what they're here for. They get to chase the baseballs. 2-2 delivery. Curveball, grounded foul. Off the screen by the dugout. Count remains 2-2. Dixon staying alive here. Cal Britt is on deck. And the 2-2 behind Dixon. 3-2 count now. Dixon working the count, getting on base however you got to do it.
There go 1-8. There go 1-8.
So here we go. Reed. Here's his payoff. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the inning. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're going to go to inning number 9. It is Pacelli 5, Calvary 5. You are watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of GMC Sierra trucks. 1500s, 2500s, every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Extra inning baseball at Dynamo Field here on the Beck Center Game of the Week at Pacelli on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Top of the 9th inning, Calvary Pacelli tied 5-5. And so here we go. Extra inning number 2, and leading things off be Braxton Wilkinson. This is his first appearance at the plate in this one. First pitch from Boatner. He bunts. Boatner up. Over to Sherman. Great play. What an excellent defensive play by Nathan Boatner. He scooped it up and he had to make the most awkward throw, but it was right on target to Dustin Sherman, out number 1. And that'll bring up Nate Osborne. Osborne
Up to bat number 10.
singled in the first, and he popped out, grounded in fielder's choice, and flown out. This is his 5th plate appearance. You don't get many of those games in high school, but this is inning number 9 of what has been a real barn burner. Again, big district contest for both squads. This is the last district series of the season for Calvary. They come into this 4-5. They would like to come out and see if they can make a move, maybe sew up second place if they could. First pitch, swinging, the right side, out of play for strike 1. Of course, Pacelli's got 2 more series. This one followed by a series with Strong Rock next week to close out the season. So Pacelli's got a chance to really make a move. At 1-5, they got to do some move, and they got to pick up some W's. For Calvary at 4-5, couple of wins, and they can maybe sew up second. Here we go. Pitch in the dirt. It's a ball 1-1. Wilkinson came into the game hitting .214 with 4 runs batted in, by the way. As I mentioned, his first plate appearance of the night. Next pitch, ground ball, dribbled down the third base line, and rolls foul. Cal Brent scoops it up, keep it from rolling back the other way. So it's another strike. Count now 1-2 on Braxton Wilkinson. This has been a marathon. We're past the 3-hour mark now as we go into the 9th inning. A great ball game. Everybody's answered. Every time somebody scored, somebody answered. Pacelli with a run in the first. Calvary with an answer with a run in the top of the second. Vikings, 1 in the 4th. In the 6th, the Knights with 4 unearned runs. And in the bottom of the 6th, Pacelli with 3 to tie it up. And that's why we're still going at it. Next pitch, ball. 2-2 count now. This is one of those games that could set a season too. When you play an extra inning game that goes long enough, it becomes one of those things you gotta win. It's one of those games that can give you a launch into the rest of the season. Here's a 2-2. Breaking ball lined up the middle for a base hit. Jacob Velos made a run at it, but there's no way he was going to get to that one. It got through too quickly. So Osborne with the second hit of the night. So with 1 out, the Knights are in business. Trip Ellison coming to the plate. Ellison 2 for 4 on the night. He singled in the first, doubled in the third. And he flew out in the 5th and struck out in the 7th. So in the 9th, chance for him to try to do a little more damage. Nate Osborne on first. Got to keep an eye on Osborne. Osborne with 5 stolen bases. First pitch grounded down the first base line, but foul. Strike 1. Ellison, again, a dangerous hitter. He was hitting .358 coming into the year, and he leads the team in runs batted in with 21. Knights hitters have been tough all season long. Nate Osborne coming in, came in and settled things down in the 6th. The run scored when he came up with a big pitch. Runner breaks on a hit and run, foul ball, strike 2. He came in, tried to settle things down. He threw a good ground ball that should have been the 3rd out, but it was thrown away, and that's when the 3 runs came home. Yeah, but he settled down and got the final out. And then he pitched a perfect 7th, and in the 8th, a walk and took care of business. Now in the 9th, trying to get through this one. He's at the 60 pitch mark. Here's the 0-2. Curveball, looked good, but not quite good enough. 1-2 count. Tried to drop the curveball in the strike zone. Broke a little bit late. So 1-2 count now on Trip Ellison. The lefty versus lefty matchup. The pitch. Ellison reaches out, and it goes out of play down the third base line into the football stands. He kind of chased that one. That would have been ball 2. You try to get guys to expand the zone. That would have been perfect. So count now 1-2 on Trip Ellison. Jackson Kennedy on deck. And the pitch. Curveball grounded down the first base line once again. Got remaining 1-2. Trying to collect baseballs. There's been a lot of foul balls hit the last few innings. Hitters have been doing a good job of spoiling the pitches they don't like, of extending at bats. It's been a well-played game in terms of fundamentals at the plate. Osborne's 1-2 outside, 2-2 now. Ellison trying to see what he can do about advancing the runner from first. Nate Osborne, 5-5 contest. First game of this 3-game series. The pitch, driven to left field. Levi Thompson on the run, making the great running catch. Turn around, getting the ball in. Can they get him a double play? They do. Jacob Velos with a beautiful relay from the left fielder. Velos fires a strike to Dustin Sherman, getting Nate Osborne by a step, and that ends the inning. In the inning, no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left, and that, folks, could be a Houlihan's play of the week. What a defensive throw. What a defensive play by Jacob Velos, gunning the runner at first by a step. We go into the bottom of the 9th inning. Pacelli 5, Calvary 5 on the Beck Center Game of the Week at Pacelli on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
So the Trip Ellison fly out, Nathan Osborne tag out, double play, end the inning, go to the bottom of the 9th. The Vikings with a lot of momentum coming off of that one. 5-5 contest, 1 run decides it. And for the Vikings, it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Cal Brandt, Alex Apani, and Levi Thompson are due up at the plate. So the Vikings trying to take a little bit of that momentum from that great defensive play and go from there.
Up the bat, number 10.
So Cal Brandt, the sophomore, he is 1 for 3 on the day. He walked in the first, hit a sharp single in the third, and then struck out in the 5th and in the 7th. Going up against Brady Reed, the hard-throwing right-hander for the Calvary Knights. Reed. And the first pitch to Brent. Ground ball towards short in the hole, and it's kicked. Cam Carter could not quite come up with it. I think Brent would have been safe anyway.
Single to shortstop.
I think, yeah, that's definitely going to have to be a base hit. It was in the hole at short. The 8th grader, remember, Cam Carter is an 8th grader. He's a talented shortstop. 8th grader was not quite able to come up with the ball cleanly. So Cal Brent is on first to lead off the inning. That is the winning run. Up to bat, Alex Aponte. The Vikings trying to do what they can to take the opening game of this series. Game tied 5-5, bottom 9. I told you, it doesn't get much better than this. It really doesn't. This is going to be an amazing finish, I do believe. So Alex Aponte coming to the plate, trying to advance that runner. Reed comes set, the pitch. Showing bunt, the ball gets away from Jackson Kennedy. And the runner does not advance. Brent didn't realize the ball got away and did not break for second base. So he remains on first. First pitch, ball 1. Aponte Let's see if he shows bunt again. Infield's already in. Yes, he's going to show bunt. Pulls it back. It's a strike. Strike. 1-1 count. Brent, base running miscue. We'll see if it costs him. So Apani, the catcher. Again, a 1-1 count. Fielder's going to be charging in. Yes, he shows bunt. Ball in the dirt. Kennedy doesn't get away from him very far. Good thing that Brent didn't break this time. So count now 2-1. 2-1 count. 5-5 game. Lead winning run on first. Brady Reed pitches the bunt, foul. Strike 2. That was a fastball. So now the count 2-2. You got to figure Aponte's going to be swinging away now. Cal Brett on first. Levi Thompson on deck. Vikings doing what they got to do. It's got him on, get him over, get him in. They got him on, getting him over next. ABC baseball, they call it. Brady Reed. Over to first. Brent dives in back. He's safe. Brent already got picked off once. It was a snap throw from Jackson Kennedy. He wandered off a little far back in the third inning. All right, Reed comes set. 2-2 delivery, and Apani shows bunt. Apani bunts, and it's fair. Right back to the pitcher. Scooped up by Kennedy over to first. The throw scooped up. Good play by Liam Hokut. But the sacrifice gets Brent to second base. So now the winning run is in scoring position. Levi Thompson coming to the plate.
Number 7.
Thompson.
Levi Thompson.
He's walked twice. He scored once. He also struck out and flew out to left field. Mound conference now. Jackson Kennedy out there talking to Reed. Everybody's trying to get set for this one. A lot is riding on this one. Levi Thompson, who made that great catch out in left field with a chance to see if he can be the hero with the bat, too. Does it get better than this? Seriously. The tension in this game has been really, really high all the way through. He had bases loaded a couple of times, and pitchers have made the big pitches. Let's see who can come up big now here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Cal Brent leading off of second. Levi Thompson to plate. Brady Reed's pitch. First pitch up high, curveball, ball 1. Not even close. 1-0 count on Levi Thompson. On deck is Aiden Dixon. And then the top of the order. Reed comes set. Here's his 1-0. Big swing by Thompson and strike 1. You got a piece of it, but hung on by Jackson Kennedy. So 1-1 count. And the 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1 count now. Coach Matt Ward making sure that Brent is aware and awake and knows exactly what's going on. He represents the winning run. Reed comes set. The 2-1. Thompson takes it inside corner, strike 2. 2-2 count. Now Levi Thompson has to protect the plate. Reed looking to come up with a big pitch here. He's made a bunch of them so far tonight. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Breaking ball. Thompson sends it to center field. It is caught. And there's no opportunity to advance the runner on that one. Thompson got good wood on it, but Tripp Ellison underneath it to make the catch, and he caught it in a way such as he was going to be able to make a good throw. Brent had no chance whatsoever even trying to advance. So Aiden Dixon comes to the plate now. Winning run on second base with 2 outs. Dixon trying to come up with a big hit here. He would love nothing better. The sophomore has had 2 good at-bats. First pitch from Reed. Send up the middle, base hit! Ellison going to come up throwing to the plate, and Brent is out. The perfect throw. It was a perfect throw from Brent. And Aiden Dixon coming up with the big hit. But Trip Ellison scooping up and bringing it home gets Cal Brent by about 3 feet. And that was not even close, and that ends the inning. In the inning, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 9, Pacelli 5, Calvary 5. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this. Come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of Chevys, from Silverado trucks, Tahoe, Suburban, and Traverse SUVs. Every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Back to Diamond Field for inning number 10 between Pacelli and Calvary. And the Vikings making a pitching change. Cam Carino, who's been the hitting star with 3 RBI, this one's now coming in to take over on the mound, his 6th appearance. He's 0-3 of the season, but a 3.11 ERA, 9 innings, 12 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, struck out 8, walked 3. Opponents hitting .308 against him. He's hit 1 batter. Carino has come up big but time and time again. Now it's time for him to come up big on the mound. And leading things off for Calvary is Jackson Kennedy. Kennedy with 3 strikeouts and a hit by pitch. He came in and his courtesy runner scored in that one. First pitch from Carino is a ball 1. Nathan Boatner had a great outing. 3 2/3 innings, giving up just 1 hit, striking out 4 and walking 1. Saved the game for the Vikings, coming in when he did and pitched the way he did. Carino's second pitch, fastball in the dirt, ball 2. Carino gets the sign from Opani. The 2-0. Driven to left center field, but Nolan Vaughn on the run, making a great catch out there in center. Vaughn can cover a lot of territory out there. That is out number 1. That'll bring up Liam Hocutt, the cleanup hitter. Hocutt grounded into a double play, lined out to short, got on in an error and scored and struck out. This is his 5th plate appearance. Carino, the junior, gets the sign, and his first pitch to Hocutt. Outside, ball 1. Carino delivers the 1-0. Strike, 1-1. Nice fastball. Getting the sign. Line of the pitch. Did he go? They saying he did not go. All right, 2-1. 2-1 count. Two and 1 on Liam Hocutt. Carino winds the delivery in the dirt. 3-1 now. 3-1 count. Carino gets set. Here's his 3-1 delivery to Hocutt. Hocutt grounds it foul toward the Pacelli dugout. And that makes the count 3-2. So we got a full count here. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 10th. Calvary, Pacelli, 5-5. What a ball game this one's been. Here's the payoff. Ooh, close but not quite. Ball 4. So Hookutt walks. Runner on first with 1 out here in the 10th. Liam Anderson coming to the plate, the designated hitter. Anderson grounded out in the second, struck out in the 4th, in the 6th, got on an error and scored on that big error, and flew out to right field. So here we go. Carino out of the stretch. Hookutt, by the way, has not stolen a base this season. First pitch, fastball, a little bit outside, ball 1. Carino having a little bit of trouble trying to find the strike zone. He comes set. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to third. Brent bobbles it and puts it in his pocket like he had to. So E5 on that one, a bouncer that handcuffed Cal Brent. Wasn't much he could do with that one. So we have runners on first and second with 1 out, and William Hilton coming to the plate. Hilton 1 for 4 on the day. He doubled and scored in the second. And he's flown out, popped out. He popped out on an bunt attempt and grounded out to short. Carino trying to pitch out of a jam. First pitch, a little bit outside, ball 1. Vikings trying to close the door here. Next pitch outside, ball 2. Crean a little frustrated now. Out of the stretch, here comes Carino's 2-0. Ball 3, 3-0. He's been close, but not there. So here we go. The 3-0 pitch from Cam Carino, strike 1. That was right down the middle. Hilton taking it all the way, as he should. So 3-1 on William Hilton. The delivery. Ball 4. Bases loaded now. Bases loaded. And that brings up Brady Reed, the pitcher. And here comes Matt Ward coming out to talk to Carino, trying to settle him down. He's had problems finding the strike zone on this one. "16 pitches, only 5 balls, or 5 strikes. So bases are now loaded with 1 out. 2 walks and an error. Calvary with a shot at taking the lead here in this 5-5 game. Game tied up here in the top of the 10th inning. This has been a battle. This has been a marathon. We're at the 3-hour 29 mark of this one. Somebody's going to win the opening game of this crucial District 5 series. All right, everybody getting settled back in. And here we go, Brady Reed pitching and trying to be the hitting hero as well. Reed came in on the mound, struggled a little bit in the 7th inning, but pitched out of a bases-loaded jam of his own making, and has shut down since then. First pitch to Reed up high, ball 1. 1-0 count. Carino, the delivery. Strike 1. Inside corner at the knees. Nice pitch. 1-1 count now. 1 out. Bases loaded. 5-5. The 1-1 pitch. Line base single to left field. Levi Thompson coming up throwing. Only 1 run will come in, but the lead run comes home. Brady Reed with the single to left field, bringing home. That was Hookutt with the run. It is 6-5 Calvary. That could be one of your Houlihan's plays of the week. That was some big clutch hitting. That was situational hitting off the bat of Brady Reed. Took it, lined it through the hole at short, and a pitching change is in motion. Let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinics.
And we're back at Dynamo Field. Pitching change. Jacob Velos coming on in to pitch for the Vikings, coming in from shortstop. For Velos, this is his 7th appearance of the season. He's 1-1 with a 3.34 earned run average, 14 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 12 runs, 7 earned, 19 strikeouts, 17 walks. Hitters hitting just .222 against him. 1 run is in, bases loaded, 1 out. A bunt, the squeeze bunt, and it works. Run comes home. Velos throwing out Jay Smith, but the sacrifice bunt brings in run number 2. And now it is 7-5, Calvary. Jay Smith dropping down a perfect squeeze bunt. There was nothing Jacob Velos could do with except pounce on it and throw it to first base. Liam Anderson came in to score. And now at the plate is Braxton Wilkinson. Wilkinson grounded, hit a comebacker back in the 9th inning in his first plate appearance. Velos, the pitch. Fouled off the fists. Strike 2. 0-2 count now. Velos trying to shut the door. A second run comes in. The Vikings have a tall order in front of them in the bottom of the 10th at this point. They want to keep it from being any taller. Velos is 0-2. Ground ball towards short. Dribbler to Brent. Brent over to first. And they rule him safe. And another run comes home. Wilkinson beat it by a step. And so it is a 3 runs in the inning. 3 runs in the inning for the Knights. And Nate Osborne, top of the order, coming to the plate. First pitch from Velos, strike 1. Vikings are going to have a tall order coming up the bottom of the inning, that's for certain. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 count. Velos trying to close the door here. 8th hitter to the plate for this inning. The fastball up a little bit high. It is 2-1. And a steal of home. Attempted steal. Is he safe? He is safe. And to throw to third, he is out. Inning is over. But William Hilton steals home. Catcher Alex Apani manages to come up throwing and throws out the runner at third base. But 4 runs in the inning. So in the inning, we have 4 runs on 2 hits. There was an error and 1 runner left on base. So at the end of 9 1/2 innings, it's Calvary 9, Pacelli 5. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we're back at Diamond Field, bottom of the 10th inning. The Calvary Knights come to the 4 runs at the top of the 10th inning. The Pacelli Vikings need to explode here in the 10th. Big time. And it's the top of the order, so that's the thing. They have a shot at it. Brady Reed on the mound has done a magnificent job. First pitch to Nolan Vaughn. Vaughn up in the air, pops it up the right side of the infield. Liam Hocutt under it at first base. Hauls it in for out number 1. Big play there. So now that brings up Jacob Velos, who's now pitching. Velos tripled and scored in the first. Was out on a fielder's choice. Got out on a fielder's choice, walked, was hit by a pitch, and struck out in his at-bats. So here we go. Velos trying to get something started in an inning where they need big guns. First pitch to Velos. Curveball over his head, ball 1. So here we go, Brady Reed. Here's the 1-0. Ball 2, 2-0. He's being cautious around Velos. Velos has been ripping it up all night long. Coming set. The 2-0 pitch. Velos rips it to the right side in short right field. Does anybody come up with it? Yes. Hocutt falls down, makes a great catch in foul territory, falling down as he catches it, rolling and hanging on the ball for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Cam Carino, the last out, the last hope for the Vikings to keep things alive here. They need to score 4 runs in this inning to keep it going. Carino just trying to get something started here. Brady Reed on the mound. Trying to close the door and finish it off. First pitch to Carino. Curveball up high, ball 1. Carino with an RBI double. He's driven in three of the 5 runs for the Vikings. A great hitting night, to say the least, for Carino. The 1-0. Fastball inside, ball 2. 2-0 count. As I mentioned, 2 for 4 with 3 RBI for Carino. Brady Reed comes set. The 2-0. Ball 3. 3-0. Being real careful now around Carino. Here's Reed's 3-0. Ball 4. So Carino walks. And that'll bring up Dustin Sherman. The Vikings are still alive. They need 4 runs. They need to just get the train moving. If they don't, the Calvary Knights will win the series opener here in wild fashion. Dustin Sherman at the plate now. Sherman, a couple of walks, couple of strikeouts, and got on a fielder's choice. First pitch to Sherman. Fastball. Low, ball 1. Normally Carino would be a threat to steal, but they're down 4 runs, and being the last out doesn't really appeal to anybody. They're going to need a lot of hits to get this thing going anyway. So trying to steal is probably not a good idea at this point. The 1-0. Sherman fouls it off. Hits one of the uprights on the backstop. Kerm's all the way out to first baseman Liam Hokut. Count now 1-1. Vikings down to their last out, trying desperately to see what they can do about putting something together. Well, the Knights are just trying to finish this thing off in a game that has been hard fought from the start. Reed coming set. Here's the 1-1. Curveball catches the corner, strike 2. 1-2 count now. Vikings down to their last strike. Reed. The 1-2 delivery. Catches the corner, strike 3, and that is the ball game. The Calvary Knights with a comeback win, 4 runs in the top of the 10th inning, and they beat the Pacelli Vikings by a final score of 9-5. And there's no question about who we got to hand it out to. The Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands player of the game is Brady Reed at the plate. Reed was 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Scored a run as well, but he was the one that drove in the go-ahead run in the 10th inning. And then on the mound, Reed was solid, to say the least. Coming in, going 4 2/3 innings. Going 4 2/3 innings, giving up just 1 hit and striking out 6. So that's your ball game, the opening game of this 3-game series between Pacelli and Calvary. Calvary taking it by a final score of 9-5. The 2 teams will meet up again on Thursday at Calvary at 7 o'clock. The final game of the series will be Friday here at Dynamo Field, also at 7 o'clock. So Thursday 7, Friday 7. Be here with Georgia Alabama Sports Live for all the action. For producer Chris Gates, I'm Dave Plata. Thank you for watching. You've been watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.